infrastructure is crumbling this evening as the Nintenbyte Podcast continues its unprecedented rise. In cities across the globe, fans are rioting. The Pentagon has issued a statement describing the Nintenbyte Podcast network as a pixel-based prophecy. Some say the rise was foretold, others say it's just a really good podcast. We're talking twisted nipples, milk, and a sock puppet who doesn't talk.
It's dangerous to go alone. Watch this.
Welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast, bitch.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the greatest Nintendo podcast ever! Yeah!
Is that a Joy-Con in your pants, or are you just happy to see us?
Shut up! Now feel the power. Everyone, do you feel that?
Oh my god, I feel it!
I feel it too, GameBird. What is it?
It's the power of our podcast.
I feel it!
This is rad, Nintenbyte.
So rad.
Power. Now bask in their glory.
I'm Nintendo Brian. Oh baby.
I'm ThunderStash.
I'm GameBird Classic.
Nintenbyte rules.
Let's rock.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Nintenbyte Podcast Season 3, Episode 30. This is a special episode today because we get to give impressions on a game we've been waiting 8 years for. Some of us 19. You know, it just kind of all depends on how long you've been wanting to play Metroid Prime 4 for. That being said, we have a brand new person who's never been here before, one of the longtime fans of the channel, big supporter, Shiny Metroid Trainer. How you doing?
Hey everybody, I'm doing great. I can't believe Prime 4 is already here. It's amazing.
Hell yeah. Then we got Skysword Alyssa coming back.
Hell yeah.
some Metroid.
Talk some Metroid, yeah. And some Game Awards stuff.
And you know, if we're talking Metroid, we had to get Dave. Well, Super Mario Day 64 is here.
Yep, I'm here.
And he is hard at work on a review if you want to know what's coming from him next of this very game.
Biggest review I've ever done. It's going to be crazy.
All right, there you go. Then we got the Spice Lord.
Yeah.
He's here.
Yeah, I am.
He's doing things.
I am.
Reading about sports. Sports!
Yes,
And then GameBird Classic. That's all he's got.
He's flying away.
Obviously, you guys might notice we are missing one of our hosts, ThunderStash. He's not going to be here this week. We said last week he's gone on a work trip. That said, he's still part of the show. He's got his predictions in for the betting, especially. He's the defending champion. You think he was going to concede and just let one of us other three walk away with the trophy this year? No. Of course, he had to get it in. What's cool about him getting it in is I haven't even thought about this one time this week. So all of my picks are just going to be fresh, baby, which is why Stash is going to win because he played pre-planned and thought of everything. And I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Anyways, it'll be a good show. Let's go around the room, let people know. Actually, let's go to a topic roulette. We got some topics today. Obviously, Metroid, the Game Awards, some Zelda stuff, and a bonus topic if we get to it. We might not. We only have 3 hosts today. We'll see what happens. But let's go ahead and let's have Birdman kick us off. Which topic do you want?
Let's see. I'll take Prime 4 impressions.
Perfect, since we want that to be the first topic anyways.
Oh yeah.
Works out.
Show us
Dave's
the
only here
grades.
for like one topic, and it's fine. Got to make sure we get that topic right away. Otherwise, like if we do a different topic, I'm going to be like, well, we got to rush through this. You guys got like 10 minutes. We got to get Dave talking Metroid. Anyways, Eric, what topic you want, bud?
I'll do the Zelda remake incoming.
All right, cool. So I'll take the most complicated topic, like always. But that's okay. It's a fun topic, and I won't even have to talk for most of it because a lot of it's just giving predictions and all that for the Game Awards. All right. That said, let's go ahead then. Birdmaster. What are we doing?
So we're going to be talking about Metroid Prime 4, guys. This is the long anticipated, nearly 2 decades in the making. So we've all had a chance to go hands-on. Let's share some impressions. First off, has anyone finished the game? I'm assuming you, Dave. You're working on a review. Alyssa, you've finished?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have not.
All right. Well,
midway
let's.
through the ice belt.
What's that?
I'm midway through the ice belt. I'm like midway through that.
Gotcha.
Been taking my
Okay, so
sweet
you're
time with the
making
game.
some good prog through the game. Let's start with Dave. Dave, what are your thoughts? What are your impressions? I know you got a review in the making. It's going to be your biggest
Yeah.
one ever. But what can you share with us tonight about how you're feeling with this game?
Yeah, I'll try to give some different nuance that's not in my review, at least. Yeah, I have so many thoughts on this game, and like, where do I begin? But I think it's a fantastic game personally, and obviously, I've been waiting for this game. I'm a huge Metroid fan. I've been waiting for this game for 18 years, right? Yeah, 2007. I will say right off the bat, very clearly, that I do think this is a rock solid, better Metroid Prime game than Metroid Prime 3. That is a very clear distinction I can make. A lot of people I seem to agree as well. But as far as if you want to hear the comparisons between the other Metroid games, I wait for my review. But I think the game is a tour de force for your senses. Like, it is a sensory overload type of game. If you want to impress your friends with what the Switch 2 can do graphically, put this game on and turn the sound up and give them some headphones, and it's sensory overload for like the first 5 hours of the game. The first like 5 hours of the game is like a perfect like 10 out of 10 in my opinion. The divide, of course, comes when you are placed into Soul Valley with Viola, right? And I want to be straight up with you guys. I personally didn't really have much of an issue with Viola, and I didn't really have much of an issue with Soul Valley. But it is definitely, in my opinion, the quote unquote worst aspect of the game. Yes, it is. But is it bad? I do not personally think it's bad. I think it's actually fun and it's good, but it's not as high of a sensory overload that you're getting from the other parts of the game, which is the main part of the game, right? So it's kind of like people want to compare it to Skyward Sword and Hyrule Field. Like, I think, what's that bird's that you're flying in?
Loftwing?
Yeah,
Loftwing.
Want to
Yeah.
compare it to that? Some people didn't really have fun doing that, going to different points in Skyward Sword. Hyrule Field, I thought it was pretty fun, but it's not like the actual core Zelda experience necessarily. Even in Hyrule Field, it is and it isn't. But even more so in Metroid Prime 4, that is not the core Metroid Prime experience that you're getting in the quote unquote dungeons or biomes that you're going to. The Viola is getting you from one place to another, but it's a little bit more than that, because you do have a very clear objective that they place upon you at the beginning of the game to get those green crystals. So if you're not paying attention to the instruction the game gives you, you may be in for a difficult end game. Because you do need to get those, because it's imperative to save what's left of their race. You know what I'm saying? So I found it kind of funny a little bit that reviewers were complaining so hard on that part, because I was like, well, didn't you review the game? Like, you need to like review what you're supposed to do in the game, right? So like, I didn't have a problem with that at all in the game. I was done with that in like less than an hour at the end of the game, because I was doing what the game kind of, told me what to do. And I enjoyed it. I had fun. So I was But yes, it's not the actual Metroid Prime experience that you're used to because it's a different type of mechanic completely. And I think that's where some people have an issue adjusting to the sensory overload. You get all this beautiful music, beautiful graphics, beautiful Metroid Prime gameplay. Then you're dropped into a different gameplay mechanic. It's very quiet and somber and different looking even, and not as good looking, obviously. But the actual gameplay itself, for what it is, I thought was good. Not great, but it wasn't bad. It was better than average, and I had fun doing it. I had fun with the viola, and I had fun getting all the items. But it's very like pointed and short spurts. That's how I suggest playing that with. And just like when you're on your way somewhere, collect some of those green crystals, go to the next biome, and do the next part. And that's kind of what it's there for. But I really enjoyed the shrines that it has and everything, the hidden stuff there. I enjoyed all that. So yeah, but like the game, besides that, I had to cover that, of course. Besides that, I think the game is definitely, it's Metroid Prime. So if you think, if you assume you know what Metroid Prime is and you never played it, you don't know. So like there's no series like Metroid Prime. There's no series like it at all in gaming. So you don't get games like this very often. Games like this come once in 20 years, apparently.
Really?
So like, yeah, there are not games that are like this, guys. There just aren't. There's no game like this in 2025. There hasn't been a game like this in years. So yeah, if you're interested in what this game offers, go ahead and pick it up, and I think you'll have a really great time. Don't listen to what the haters and people say that it's overly negative about a certain aspect of the game that is very small in the grand scheme of things. In the actual game itself, the game itself is fantastic Metroid Prime gameplay. And also a real quick note on Miles McKenzie. He's actually Miles Mild McKenzie, I would say. he's not really a factor. I think it's more of a case where these characters are being introduced to Samus, and she's viewed as a galactic superhero to some of these guys. And not all of the Federation officers have the same reaction as him. They're not all excited to see her outwardly. He's one of them. There's like one other that's really excited to see Samus. But there's other Federation guys who are just like, yeah, business as usual. So like, it's not like across the board where that's like that for all the NPCs. And the characters actually evolve in the story, and they're not just acting the same the entire time. So that's my quick opinion on the game. I think it's fantastic, and I think it's a must play.
Hell yeah. Awesome, man.
Sure.
Let's head on over to Shiny Metroid Trainer.
Yeah, I got a lot of notes on this.
Yeah, unload.
Yeah, so let's see. I can start with some of the cons I noticed that I think I'm not sure. This is up to the point I played at least. Is that you can't shoot your beam as fast as in Prime 1 through 3, as far as I can tell. Where like in Prime 1, I could take the A button and just smash it and shoot faster than I can in Prime 4. So that made a difference in combat, at least for me. Not a huge difference, but it's noticeable. Other than that, like that's probably my biggest nitpick out of the game so far, because I think like I was hoping before we saw like the box and stuff from like leaks, I guess, but like where it said like, oh, the game's single player. I was hoping for like a side that multiplayer mode before then, like maybe they'll have it, because I love the original just local co-op, or not co-op, local PvP in Prime 2. I actually really like that. Lacking a lot of content, however, but I liked it. And I was hoping they would maybe do a little mode like that, because I actually enjoyed that with a lot of friends back in the day. And that was so much fun. I really enjoyed that. But not like knocking off any points that it doesn't have it. That would have been a nice bonus. And then like I think the music is fantastic for what I've played. It's great. I'm really enjoying it. Very immersive. You can hear all the like birds and like different like creatures in the background. It's very immersive. And the detail, I put my graphics is 10 out of 10 for Nintendo stuff, and even just in broad, it's really nice. I have details as a separate thing, because there's a lot of like little details, like I mentioned, creatures, different things you can spot moving around in the background. They don't have to be enemies; they're just fun creatures to see. So I put that as a 10 out of 10 because I don't see a lot of games doing that as much as Prime does that I play. Combat I put as 7 out of 10 because you can't shoot as fast. However, Prime games have never really been about the combat for me. It's more about the puzzles and like how you progress in the game. Puzzles for me so far are I put as 8 out of 10. I've seen games. I like Prime 2 a lot. That's my favorite game of all time. I love the puzzles in that game. But I feel like that might go up from 8 out of 10 for me. Because I've heard some of the later game puzzles actually get really good from a friend of mine who knows me pretty well. And I would say he's like, you're going to love the puzzles towards the end. I hope that's true. So that'll probably go up. Let's see. And then I have immersion for me is like 10 out of 10 right now. I love the immersion in this game. I actually think the characters up the immersion rather than lower it for me. I actually really like the characters in the game so far. Even Miles. I like Miles. When he's doing exactly what I would be doing if I was stranded on a planet like that. That's talking to yourself to keep yourself calm and collected. It's when Samus shows up, he's like so excited to see her, and I would be too. I mean, that's the one that'll save your life. Or, well, unless you have really bad luck, like most people that team up with her. But which I hope they don't die because I'm really liking the characters so far. The 2 I've met, but like on Vuros. I hope they don't die because I really like the characters this time around. Let's see. I have I put the voice acting at some point I've seen better, and there definitely is better voice acting in other games. However, I don't think this is terrible or anything. I think it's believable. I think they're pretty good. I just don't think they're top tier voice acting so far. I do like it though quite a bit. Let's see. And then I have a lot of I like the difficulty of this game a lot. So it's been great difficulty wise. I think it's right at the balance of where you can die, and you probably will, but it's not overly difficult like Dark Souls or something. But because when it gets to that difficulty level, it's I'm burning out my patience. This does not have that kind of difficulty for me. But then again, I'm pretty experienced with the Prime games. I can get through some stuff. I've died only to the teleporting Cybot so far, and that one gave me a little trouble until I learned how to beat it in a way. And
that fight was pretty hard.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a challenge.
I did learn a way to kind of cheese it with the control beam, where you can just keep knocking it down.
Yeah,
and that was great. And that's what I've been telling Tabby as she plays. So I'm watching her. So yeah, shout out to Tabby Cat Games. I've been doing a podcast with it. And I'll mention that at the end. But let's see, what other notes do I have here? I have that I think people think, oh, for me, the Prime games, I'll get this out of the way real quick, are more about immersion than isolation for me, than the 2D games, which are more about more isolation feeling. And I've kind of accepted that to a point where I can enjoy this game now more because I think it's more about immersion than isolation. That's how the Prime games, well, at least definitely the last 2, this one and Prime 3 have been for me. And Prime 2 kind of leans starting to go that way. After I finish Prime 2, I feel that way more about it. And then Prime 1, that's pretty isolation, pretty much isolation. But after that, it kind of starts leaning and then gets really into the immersion stuff. And Prime 1 still has a lot of immersion, but I love Prime 2 so much. That's probably my favorite balance of it, of the 2. And I'm really liking this game. This game ties Prime 1 for me pretty much so far. I don't know if the later part's going to change that because Prime 2 is my favorite, then Prime 1, then Prime 3. And I think this one ties Prime 1 for me so far. But yeah, if you're looking for a really isolation gameplay, I would probably play Prime 4 just to see for yourself. But if you really are a hardcore isolation, you have to have it all the time, play the 2D games. Yeah, and that's a brief. I don't want to go through all everything I've written because it's long. But well, I want to let other people talk, so we'll go on, and I can maybe tune in a little bit when other people mention some stuff. But like, yeah, I love the puzzles so far, but I want to get to Skysword, see what she thinks.
Yeah,
So,
Alyssa, what are your thoughts?
I'll start with the Miles thing. He didn't bother me like too much. Like I thought he was pretty funny. Like I was out there like laughing at him, and he's just like, not stuck with Phil. Win. I'm like, that's pretty relatable. But
Yeah.
I felt like they were a little too heavy with the hints, in my
really?
opinion, personally. I feel like he kind of chimed in a little bit too much when I was like, let me just explore and like do my thing. But I could see the appeal to that for other people.
Yeah.
I found there were definitely parts that were challenging, like you mentioned, like the Cybot. Like I died at that. That was like the first time I died too, was during that fight. But the difficulty, in terms of Metroid, I've only played the first Prime game, Other M, Samus Returns, and then a little bit of Dread. I haven't finished Dread.
Great game.
So I can't like speak for the other Prime games, but I feel like Prime 1 was a lot more difficult than this one is. I'm currently playing through hard mode, so hard mode probably will be much more of a challenge. So in terms of difficulty, I feel like this was a little bit easier than that one, which I feel like could be really nice for new players to get into the series since it's not so like frustrating. Like I don't know if this is like super spoilery, but if you like fall in the lava, you don't just like say, "Oh, well, you're screwed. You got to go back to your save station." The game like boots you up. So it's kind of like more forgiving. And I know some of the other games have been more like Samus Returns. I remember being like booted out beside like the boss room if you died. So that makes it like a little more like accepting, I guess, for other people. Like it's just not as frustrating. Some people would be like, I can't do this. Like I'm not playing this anymore. Like rage quit.
It's more accessible.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
like yeah. And then in hard mode, it does add like a few like layers to make it more challenging. Like your ammo doesn't replenish at the save stations, so it adds that to it. There's still like, even though like it was easier, there were still moments where I was like, oh shit, like there's just like things all over the screen, and I felt so overwhelmed, or like all of a sudden they just like pop in your face, and I'd like out in the living room going like, ah! Like constantly, and I'm like, I said to my partner, I'm like, I promise I'm not doing this intentionally. This is just how I react to this game.
Wait, did you say you're playing hard mode?
I did start hard mode. I'm in Volt Forge right now. I haven't gotten Viola yet, but I'm
it's a lot more challenging for sure.
Okay. I really have been like trying to use the mouse control, like mouse mode, and at times it's okay for me, but I've kind of like struggling with it. I ended up playing it with the Pro controller more on my first playthrough. This time I'm trying to use just Joy-Cons and do at least like the pointer and play through that way. I just wish that like you could use the pointer and the stick to like turn your direction, because I like it for the combat, but if I'm just looking around, I'm like, I don't want to waggle this. But it's just like a little minor thing.
That's something the Wii U could do.
Yeah,
That's true. That is a fair point.
I did try out in my hard mode one. I decided to switch it to the 120 because I was playing in 4K 60, since I'm used to most Nintendo games being like 30 to 60 anyway. So I was like, I'll play it beautiful first. But I don't know if it's just the type of TV I have or what, but it doesn't look that much different from like the 4K to like the 10. Like it still looks beautiful, but I do notice it is a lot snappier. I am hoping though that what they used in this one for the next one, which I'm hoping we get a new one.
Oh man.
They kind of use like what they did in this one to expand more, because I feel like I agree with Soul Valley being like not the main showcase of the game, and how it is kind of like that Hyrule field. I didn't really have too much of a problem with it. I just kind of wish there were a little bit more of those shrine things. Like if they added more shot ammo, like if they had those like in there, like boost that, or maybe add another tier to the energy tanks, like maybe have like a 3-piece thing, like not like 4 pieces like a heart container, but maybe like 3. You find 3 and then you form 1. I just wish there were like a little bit more of those puzzles, but otherwise I didn't really have much of a problem with Soul Valley. I thought it was fun riding around on Viola. I thought it was sick when they gave Samus a motorcycle. Like, it was awesome. Yeah. Overall, though, I really like the game, and I think what they did for it will help get new people into the series, or at least I hope. I feel like it's much more laid back and forgiving than the first one was.
Yeah.
Did you like the training mode that they did? It looked almost like an F-Zero type of like racing
Yeah,
thing.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Awesome. I love that.
I loved all the colors too. I was like,
I
this
really
is-
liked it.
Yeah. It was like nice and short and sweet too. It wasn't like draining, like trying to figure it all out. It was just like, here, just take you through the basics.
So
Let's add that to Mario Kart.
Yeah. I'm curious if any of you guys have had. You say, Alyssa, that you think Miles talks a little much about like certain things. I have not seen him spoil a single puzzle for me yet, but that could be because I just know how to. I'm used to
Not necessarily the puzzles, but he's like, maybe you should go here next, and it's like, okay.
Because the only time I've seen him do something like that is like say, "Oh, you should go to that nearby save room and save your game." I'm like, okay, well, I can assume that the save room's through that door over there, but like,
yeah, but I feel like that's
mark on
kind
the
of
map or anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of more for like the new players, like that
Yeah,
aren't
I'm
familiar.
glad they have it.
Yeah, like
But-
I agree for that too, but I do
Yeah.
kind of wish like he cut it. Like let me struggle a little bit more.
Okay.
Did
yeah.
any of you guys
Okay.
I'm assuming all of you guys play Metroid Prime 3?
Yes.
I have not.
It's been a while, but I
You have
played it
not.
several
I want
times.
want
right.
to. I'm still on the hopium train of Switch ports, but I'm
Oh,
getting
you
to
can
the
blame
point
me
where I
for
might be
that.
buying Trilogy. I'm at that point.
You can blame Nintendo for that, but
Yeah.
they so basically Metroid Prime 3 is extremely handholdy.
Oh, okay.
From basic, I mean, not extremely, like that's too harsh of a word, but basically like your gunship has this AI on it, and you have your gunship, and the gunship talks to you and tells you pretty much where you need to go if after about 15 minutes. It's like, oh, by the way, Samus, we've noticed a disturbance in planet Brio, and you should go check that out. And your gunship's telling you that, so it's the same. Think of
Yeah.
Miles McKenzie as the same basic thing, but it seems more exaggerated, I think, because of where gaming is today, and people complain so much, and then they're telling this guy to just shut up, don't talk to me. But like your AI was talking to you throughout the entire game, in Metroid Prime 3, telling you to go and actually putting the marker on the map of where you need to go automatically.
Yeah,
in
I
Metroid
feel
Prime
like
3.
Obviously at the time when I was seeing a lot of the really, really negative content that was popping up about this game before I got to go hands-on with it, at least, I did get the sense that a lot of the overblown negativity was coming from people who hadn't actually played the trilogy before, because a lot of the complaints, like you just mentioned, your ship gives you hints. Like there was a handful of complaints. I'm like, that. I mean, that sounds like Metroid, maybe not Metroid Prime 1, but I'm like, that sounds how I last remember Metroid Prime being. You know?
Yeah. So it's even, I think it's important actually that they have that option. I think what they should do is simply just patch the game so you can turn that hinting off, but you can't turn it off. But it's not that bad considering that the game has an open world aspect to it in the open world area. That Metroid Prime 3 didn't even have that. So I would say the quote unquote hints were worse in Metroid Prime 3 because you only had like 3 places to warp to from your ship. You didn't have a whole like desert valley to explore. So like when you're exploring the area, Miles may or may not come on the radio and say, "Hey, have you checked out Flare Pool yet? You know, maybe check that out." But they don't tell you what to get. They don't tell you how to solve puzzles.
That's true.
He just says, maybe you should check that out. Metroid Prime 3, your AI computer would tell you to go to planet Brio and then actually point to where on the map you need to go to check out the area. It won't tell you what the item is, but it tell you like it's in this vicinity. You should go check that out. So I'm just saying that if anybody played Metroid Prime 3, they would know that this is actually not a new thing for Metroid Prime.
Yeah. Sure. All right. Eric, have you had a chance to play Prime 4?
No.
Okay.
I have not.
Any thoughts based on I know we've talked about this before. Any thoughts based on the trailers that you want to add? I don't know if you saw the launch trailer or anything you want to add?
It looks interesting. I just don't have the time right now. And
Oh,
playing backlogged so hard on my
I feel
games
ya.
I want to play right now.
No worries. All right. Primal Rage. Thoughts, impressions. What do we think?
It's interesting because having played it now, I'm in Soul Valley after Volt Forge, doing my thing. I find that a lot of the complaints that I'm seeing on the internet seem to just, in my opinion, be people who clearly never played Prime 3. Because a lot of the complaints are like the same things that were in Prime 3. Now, I'm not saying that maybe they did play Prime 3 and they didn't like those things either. And maybe social media just wasn't a big deal back then, and it is now. So now you feel more likely to voice your opinion today than you were back when, Prime 3 came out in the very early days of social media. So I can understand why maybe it's being talked about more now than it was back then. But I also think it's also being made to be a bigger deal than it really is. Like, how many times were we told the NPCs are a problem? And then you read some of the reviews, and the reviews are even talking about how much, the NPCs are just so annoying and this and that. And then I play the game and I'm like, dude, like 5 hours in and there's been 7 minutes of dialogue. Can we stop acting like this is a thing that's happening every 5 fucking seconds that we're playing? Because it's not. Like, it's actually almost so minor at this point that I don't even know. Like, if I did a review, even like what of Miles so far, the only thing I'd even bring up is being like, yeah, there's NPCs. Like, they're so minuscule to what I'm doing that it just I don't understand like why there's any real like major complaints about them. It's fine if you don't like them and you find them to be annoying. That's obviously gonna be personal choice. Like, Miles McKenzie's the only one I've really interacted with so far. I love the guy, man. He's awesome. Like, literally, it's like, did we just become best friends the moment he opened his mouth? It was great. Like, I love it. Dude, I want to talk to Miles more. Let me tell you, I will be returning to home base a lot just because I want to hear Miles talk, baby. So, yeah, dude, I got to get his thoughts on everything. And I already saw the future cutscene coming where the chick thinks you're like a rock star. Because I am. I'm Samus fucking Aran. Do you know what I've accomplished so far in this universe? If they weren't fangirling out about me, I'd be wondering what's wrong with them. So, look, obviously the NPCs were like this big sticking point. So far, again, personally, I've only experienced Miles, but I've seen some other cutscenes, and I'm really enjoying that. Everything through Volt Forge, my initial impression the other day was basically, well, this is Metroid Prime. Like, it felt exactly like I just picked up from Prime 3 and kept going. Like, the game just never stopped, and now we just have new things to do. It's what it felt like. And I mean, I played Prime 3. The voice acting's so much better in this game. The animation's so much better in this game. Like, it's miles ahead of what that game was doing. And unfortunately, it's miles ahead in those things that some people are complaining about. Like, I've seen some people complain about, the gameplay feels archaic. And I was wondering like what they meant by the gameplay feels archaic, because as I'm playing through, while there is no other game that really compares to Prime, it's just kind of its own thing. The only thing that I found even remotely a little archaic is even just having save points. That's something that's gone away in most modern games. There's a lot of auto saves, checkpoints that are just automatic. When you get to a certain area, you just hit the checkpoint. You can always go back to that checkpoint. Having it be where I actually have to intentionally go save. Again, I grew up with video games the way it used to be. Heck, we used to not have saves at all. You used to just unlock a code you had to write down on a piece of paper, and you would write that code to get back to that spot back in the NES days and Atari days. So, like, I get it, and I'm not really like docking too many points for it, but that's like the one thing that just didn't feel very modern. That felt very, okay, you're trying to make this thing accessible, but then also, hey, I have to remember to save. I can't just set the controller down and walk away. I know you can. You can put it in suspend state and all that. I'm saying, guys, modern gaming has all these conveniences, but battery dies. Then what? Then you lost your progress. So yeah, that's something that I would say maybe feels a little archaic, but like that's like it. Even like when people talk about the gameplay, I'm like, what? It feels like standard FPS gameplay with a lock on. I'm confused. What's not modern about that? Oh, I'm sorry. Most games, because they're all multiplayer based, don't let you do automatic lock-ons to your enemy because it takes less skill. Okay. Sorry that they made a single player game. And it's optional. You can just never hit that button for the most part.
So I have something to say about that. And it's the reason I feel like story-wise, the reason they have lock-on isn't just for like oh, you can lock on and follow the enemy. I think it tells like how much of a badass Samus is. She doesn't need to aim. She can just hit you. I mean, she survived 2 planets blowing up.
She's a bounty hunter. She's got technology.
Yeah.
It adds to the story. Like I can hit anything.
No, obviously I'm a big Zelda guy. We've had lock on forever in Zelda.
Yeah.
So like obviously it kind of fits in with something I already enjoy. So I know some people might knock it for it. I actually think, hey, in a single player game, I'm cool with this. If this is multiplayer, yeah, it's a little bullshit, but it's not multiplayer. It's single player and it's optional. It doesn't even need to be used. So no one's making you lock on, but for those that want it, it's there. So I like that actually. I feel like it opens up the game to more people because bottom line is there are just people that aren't good at first-person shooters and still might enjoy this game and enjoy the story and enjoy the puzzles and enjoy the world and even just driving Viola around, right? They might actually enjoy that stuff. But just, man, the combat's just, I can't quite hit the enemies because I'm not good at this first-person combat. Well, okay, they got a lock on. So you can help make the game more accessible for people. So honestly, maybe the lowest point of the game has been like Soul Valley, but even then I'm so little into it that I'm not bored. Tell you that. Driving the motorcycle around is way more fun than I thought it was going to be. Because I thought, I'm like, I know what motorcycles and Nintendo's, right? Like they added the Master Cycle, the Breath of the Wild. So I've been driving motorcycles in Zelda games forever. So it's going to be like that. No, it doesn't even control the same. Controls different, feels different. The desert feels very much like a desert. It's interesting because it's empty, right? Like that's like the biggest thing is like it's really empty, and so there's been complaints about there not being much to do. But yeah, you go get the crystals, obviously. Find the, I don't know, do they call them shrines? I haven't found one yet, but
yeah, they're called shrines.
Shrines and all of that. It's fine. I just, it's what I think what happens is it's like a culture shock because you basically come off what is essentially 2 straight dungeons back to back. That's how the game kind of starts out. You have a little tutorial area, and then boom, you're into the forest area. Boom, you're into Vault Forge. So like you're doing 2 back-to-back dungeons, back-to-back boss fight situations, and then all of a sudden, no, the reins are lifted, and you can kind of go where you want within a certain degree. I've heard it's maybe not as open as the game suggests it is, but I wouldn't know yet. I haven't tested that. But it's a culture shock to that because you come off of all that gameplay, and then you get out to there, and it's just like whoa. And the funny thing is, a lot of other games get praised for that moment when the game just lets you go. For some reason, this game's going to be knocked for that moment. Now, maybe it's just the setting. Maybe it's just because a desert is not an exciting setting. And it's not. Visually, it's not like, it looks like a desert. Yeah, I don't really... I've driven through deserts. It looks like any desert I've seen. Empty, vast, not a whole lot going on. Few tumbleweeds here and there. And oh, look, here's some random enemies that popped up. I got to go kick their ass quick. Like, it doesn't, the desert's just not a very exciting setting, right? Like outside of like specific Western movies, think about how many movies you intentionally watch that are based in a desert. It's not very many. I mean, there's Dune and there's a few examples out there, but there's just not very many that do that because it's just not a very appealing place to be. And so when you're going to make that be your Hyrule Field, I do think that that's maybe why some people feel such a low point there is like, hey, this is Hyrule Field, but at least Hyrule Field felt alive. It's a field. There's trees, there's enemies, there's occasionally a butterfly if it decides to render in. Back in the N64, there was questions about that at times. But this feels dead and desolate. And I think that's what they were going for. So I can't even knock them for that vibe because clearly something happened at this planet, like an extinction level event happened. And so it makes sense to have like a dead, desolate desert because everything got killed. And as far as I could tell, everything's dead. So like, how do we, you have the enemies. Yeah, I know the enemies are there. Still learning how they got there or what's going on with them. But right now it's like, okay, I know that there was a race that used to be here. They were really intelligent. They got rocked. Why did they get rocked? How did they end? And why am I listening to someone open the door?
Sorry
Keep the
about
door shut, please.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Keep the door shut. Don't need to hear what's going on the other side. No, I'm just look. My overall impressions so far are this game's amazing. This should be like a 92-ish right now if I was to give a grade. And this is just so far. It could go down. I can tell you right now, so far in Soul Valley, I'm debating on knocking a point off for it, but I got to wait and see. Obviously, I heard about a big quest that annoyed a lot of people right before the end. I also heard some people talk about how, I don't know why people were bitching about it by the time they got to that quest. I think I know what happened. I don't want to spoil too much for you guys because the fact I even know about this sucks because I would have discovered this on my own. But I would say that the people bitching about it, and there were a lot of reviews bitching about it, because they played it like a review instead of playing it like a game. So they rushed through everything, and then they got to that point, and they realized all these things they've been ignoring to rush through. Oh, shit. Probably shouldn't have been doing that when the game told me it was important to collect a certain thing. So then I think if people just naturally play the game and they're not trying to rush through it for review, I don't think by the time you get to that quest, it's going to feel as big of a deal.
That is the review culture at these corporate websites. They need to beat the game as soon as possible so they can give their review, and they have a limited amount of time. And it's very easy to just look over certain objectives that are given to you, and all of a sudden, oh, wait a minute, I can't beat the game. Oh, that's right, I got to do this thing that I guess they told me about, and I didn't see it. Yeah, and then they're angry because they can't beat the game, and then they knock points down.
And if you collected that thing the whole time, like it told you to, because I very clearly remember the game telling me to collect these things, if nothing else, just for upgrades. I'm like, okay, well then, yeah, if I come across it, why wouldn't I smash it quick and just move on? Like this is pretty easy. So I don't, but they weren't thinking about that. They were trying to slam their way through the game. Then they got to a point where that stuff's required, and they're like, oh, I think most people playing the game will have close to what you need by the time you get to that point, in my personal opinion. But I'm not to that point yet. I don't know how much it is. I just, from people who have beat it and just beat it playing like they normally would, saying like, hey, I don't, these kind of quests are normally lame, but also it's kind of a, hey, are you trying to speed through the game? Check. It's like just like, are you actually playing the game or are you speed running the game?
Yeah. For me, I was already like 75% there at that end part. So I was actually disappointed. I wanted that it was over so quickly. I was like, I thought it was going to take me longer. Oh man, this is a little bit over too quick, because I had such a great time at the end going through the shrines. I really liked the shrines actually. I thought it was a nice like change of pace from the main gameplay parts, the shrines especially, and then finding all the other secrets, and then having when you're all powered up at the end. If you ever played a Metroid Prime game, at the very end of the game on those last quests, you have all the abilities unlocked, and you're like super powerful, and you have all the cool stuff you can use. So I was like, oh, that part's already over. Okay, I guess I should beat the game now because I have everything. Like. It just goes to show you gotta really actually just play these games for yourself, and you gotta remember that there is review culture out there, and if there's certain things that need to be done in a game, chances are that someone who's reviewing the game may not do everything that you think they should be doing because they didn't pay attention to certain aspects because of time.
Yeah, like not scanning everything. I don't expect a reviewer to have 100% scan rate. Because they're trying to rush through. They're not going to stop it. They might scan a few things, but that's the way that works. So my overall impressions right now is that this game's amazing. It feels like a must play. Will my mind change as I get deeper into it and get to more of the negatives? Am I going to find that quest when I get there to be annoying, or am I going to like it? I don't know. I will say, one general complaint I have seen about the game is just overall it feeling a little archaic. And I'm like, yeah, it does. But it feels archaic in a good way, because nothing ever did Prime better. If you guys could tell me a game out there, indie or otherwise, that has made Metroid Prime but done it better, let me know. Because maybe there's this fear that if we go too far, like people talked about the fear with the Soul Valley, maybe there's this fear if they evolve it too much to the modern times, it loses what made Prime special. So it feeling archaic, I think, is almost a bonus to it because it's like a callback to an older gameplay era that doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, there's no series like Metroid Prime. There just isn't. So you're getting something unique, and you're not playing it in other consoles. It's exclusive to Nintendo. So, hey, man.
Oh yeah, a lot of good points from all you guys. Some bad points too. I'm just kidding.
Fuck you.
I kid. So I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. I want to say I'm about 5 hours deep into it right now.
Just tell me where you're at as far as the dungeons are concerned. Then I'll know exactly where you're at.
I got the fire shot and did some more exploring in the first zone to grab some of the stuff that I couldn't get on my first run through, and now I'm on my way to the ice belt currently.
Ooh, man!
So
I'm jealous. I want to re-experience that for the first time again.
Yeah,
my God, man, so good.
So good.
So I was hoping to be farther by the time of the podcast. You guys know how it is. Life's busy, working my buns off. But I guess I'll do a pros and cons and kind of elaborate deeper on my thoughts. I made a couple notes. I think for me, the very first thing I noticed right away when booting up the game that was a huge pro, and it has maintained being one of my favorite parts about this game and one of the best in the series, if not the best in the series so far, is the music. Literally, it's right from boot up. The music's fantastic, and you've got like the choirs and crazy sci-fi synthy music chiming in, and it continues zone to zone. There's just a vibe. I got to use vibe. Everyone's using vibes in the reviews lately, so I got to say there's just a vibe to the music in this game that's beyond anything I think we've heard in a Metroid game. What? Stash is gone. I've got to hold down the fort.
I thought I was good on the puns today because he was gone. Right.
But I truly think the music's been remarkable. It's been a standout. Every location, every track, I'm blown away by it. And kind of a mix. I love some of the choir stuff, the synthy stuff. There's been stuff that's been a little bit more edgy and a little bit more having like a rock sound to it. That's really cool.
Yeah, like some of the boss fights.
Yeah, just really loving the music. Even the music, Alyssa, you mentioned the training zone with Viola. Even the music there was super unique and cool. So music right off the bat, you notice it right away, and it just sticks so far. Next thing you'll notice right out the gate is the visuals. This game is stunning. It's remarkable that this is a Switch 1 game. Obviously, I think we're all playing the Switch 2 version, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, we're all playing the Switch 2 version, but this is a Switch 1 game, and it's stunning. And I think the game's better looking than any of the first party stuff we've gotten on Switch 2 so far. So I can't wait to see what, as time goes on with this console, what some of the Nintendo studios are able to put out. And God, I hope to God we're blessed with a sequel to this game. I hope one day we'll see a Metroid Prime 5, because I love to see what Retro can do, pushing Switch 2 to like its core, and what they'd be able to do on more capable, more powerful hardware. But there's going to be people who nitpick and compare this to realistic, more realistic visuals. This game isn't shooting for photorealism. There's an art style here. There's just something super unique about the look to this game that's just so nice on the eyes, and the lighting effects, and it's so vibrant and colorful. So really love it, and gotta love those sexy doors they've included in Viros. Anyways, the bosses are another major highlight in this game. I've loved the bosses so far. I'm playing on normal mode. Haven't found the game too challenging, except for when I get to the bosses, where I'm like, okay, I'm sweating now. So really enjoying that. I think they do a good job of keeping Samus moving, whether you're morph balling, jumping, whether you're having to switch to your psychic shot that you can control and hit certain weak points. But bosses are a huge standout so far. Really enjoying them. I hope the momentum continues with those, because I think as far as early on goes, it's been the most exciting bosses in a Prime game so far for me early on. Viola, this was my biggest concern. I know we talked about this on the podcast right after that Viola trailer dropped. Everyone was super excited. I was very concerned about Viola in this game. And the reason being, as I mentioned before on the show, is that oftentimes I find that when a game adds some sort of a mount or vehicle system where it's not the core mechanic of the game, so many times it controls like ass and it negatively impacts the scores. Think Arkham Knight, people complaining about the Batmobile. Think about Roach in The Witcher 3, or how awful the at least I haven't done the vehicles in Borderlands 4, but the previous entries, they were such a pain. I hated driving the vehicles. Viola, I was very impressed. The bike is fun, controls really well. I don't feel like I'm sliding around. I feel like I have full control of what I'm doing. I love it. I find Viola exhilarating. I wish maybe it was a little bit faster.
Sounds great, though.
Yeah, go faster, go faster, go faster.
Yeah.
But Viola's awesome and definitely a huge highlight. I think there's going to be some people who feel like it's not Metroid, but the series does need to evolve. Like, keep in mind, like, this is a game that I'm hoping most people are playing as their first Metroid. And I say I hope most people are playing as their first game, because no one buys Prime games. No one buys Metroid games. Like, this hopefully should be a lot of people's first Metroid game ever, because that means the game's selling well and reaching new eyes and new hands and new audiences. Locations so far are the most beautiful, the most incredible to look at in the series so far, without a doubt. I love everything I've seen and how the drastic changes, going from a beautiful, mysterious jungle with beautiful lighting effects and weird sounds and creatures, to Volt Forge, which is like this crazy, incredible skybox with the clouds and like the thunderheads crashing down, and all the buildings are designed like giant coils, and it's a factory, and you're using Viola to like lock into place and rotate mechanisms to raise platform. It's just really cool world design so far. I'm really loving that, and I can't wait to see where Samus goes next and how the next locations look after that. I feel like the first 3 hours of the game so far is a 10 out of 10. I do see some of the cracks entering Soul Forge, or sorry, not Soul Forge, Soul Valley. But the first 3 hours for me, I think, is the best opening hours of a Metroid game, full stop. Like, I think I love the setup. I love the mystery surrounding it. I think it's visually so impressive, and it sets up the mystery with the powers and the weird visions that Samus is having in these really cool locations. So I think the first few hours are just unbelievably strong. And my last takeaways so far on the positives is that if you guys loved Metroid Prime 2, Metroid Prime 3, I feel like you're going to love this game. It feels like a Metroid game through and through. I think I do have some cons that I'm going to get to in a second, but I do think a lot of the negativity so far has been overblown, especially the Miles stuff. Like, I can't stress enough how overblown the Miles, unbelievably overblown, which is funny. All right, cons. This is going to be a weird one. This is probably going to be a super divisive one. I'm probably in the massive minority here. Major con for me in this game is Samus not talking is a major con.
I get that.
Samus, I feel like Samus should be talking every time, especially because they've added a new cast of characters, because these characters are communicating with her and having these interactions. It is, for me, and I know this is divisive because people they want silent Samus. First off, silent protagonist is never going to be as interesting as a protagonist who talks. That's why Zelda's my favorite series. Link's never going to be my favorite Zelda character ever, because he doesn't talk. I love the Wind Waker version of Link because he's the most expressive. He has the most personality. but I mean, I could think of a dozen characters in Zelda that are more interesting than him. So I hope eventually Link talks one day too. Maybe that'll be an innovation we get in the next entry, as divisive as that is. But we've had a whole franchise of Silent Link and Silent Samus. We could use a game or two with some talking, but it's just jarring. It would be nice. Like, it's weird with them like talking to her about stuff, and then it's just like the blank stare from her helmet. I'm like, say something, please.
Like, even if it was just like a sentence or like, you know,
yeah, dude, it
like,
doesn't. She doesn't have to be a yapper.
Like, okay, Miles, sounds good. Like something like
I
make
think
her
of
seem
like
a little more human.
Yeah, I think of two things come to mind. I don't know if anyone's seen either of these. There's an anime, Afro Samurai, Samuel L. Jackson. Afro Samurai barely talks. He probably has like, in the whole series, he probably has like a minute of dialogue. And then John Wick is another example. Keanu probably speaks 5 minutes in that last movie. He probably spoke a total of 5 minutes in the 2-hour movie. Or another one, Drive with Ryan Gosling. I think he has like 3 sentences. Like 2 of those sentences is him just saying the word drive. So like, she doesn't have to be a yapper or anything like that. But I do think voice acting would have gone a long way just to make it feel, you know, people are going to complain about the writing, but I think her engaging with some of these characters, even if it's short and brief, even if they make her an ass, like a kind of a cold-hearted ass, go for it. Let's see. I do feel like so far, and this really isn't an issue for me because I'm loving this game, and I love I love every Metroid game I've played. I don't love Other M, but I like Other M. I like it. It's a flawed game that I enjoyed. But I love all the mainline Metroids and all the Prime games. That being said, because I really care about the future of this series, I do wish that there was some bigger innovation to draw in new eyes. I'm not 100% sure, especially like with the marketing, that enough was done to bring in people who maybe never cared about Metroid in the past to be like, okay, this time. And maybe the motorcycle's the thing. I know it seems like they maybe did that to appeal to more of the Eastern market, like the Japanese audience that loves motorcycles. And it's a series that hasn't sold particularly well in Japan. But I wish there was some other sort of innovation that's like, oh, wow, never seen this before. I got to check this one out. And then lastly, Soul Valley, one thing I didn't enjoy, and I have a feeling this is going to be a repeated occurrence, is when I went to, I forget the name of the fire area. I should have wrote it down in my
Flare
notes.
Pool.
Thank you, Shiny. Flare Pool. When I went to Flare Pool, spoiler alert, you get the chip for your fire power up and your fire shot, but it doesn't give you the power up. You have to drive back to your base. And I have a feeling it's going to do that every time I get a new type of shot. And for me, that feels like bloat. It feels like fat. That trimmed off the experience would make for a better experience. And I know it's a Prime game. I know it's on the shorter side, but you guys know, at least the crew knows that I don't always think longer or bigger means better. I think there's a place for shorter games. I don't think if a shorter game is amazing, if a 10-hour experience is amazing, I don't think it's any less deserving of my $60 or $70, period. I don't. And in fact, I'd rather have a 10-hour 10 out of 10 than a 100-hour 7 out of 10, to be quite honest with you. So
GameBird?
Yes.
Just real quick.
Yeah.
Just keep in mind, yes, it is a Metroid Prime game. But I don't want to spoil the gameplay aspects for you.
Yes.
But keep in mind, there is actually a reason why you need to go back to Miles for that chip. You got to think outside the box. That's why when you go.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
When you're getting
the crystals.
Well, I mean, yes, but like when you're getting other beams, for example.
Oh, that's
remember
right.
what the other areas were holding you back from entering in other areas.
That's true.
Think about that.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's definitely a good point. But I feel like it, and I think it's more of a Soul Valley thing. I think the Soul Valley does feel a little bit like bloat. I think there's a great idea here, and I don't know if I'm curious for this game having like an 8-year, and I understand that development restarted. I am curious if that maybe they couldn't figure out, they couldn't quite crack the code on Soul Valley. Like, I'm wondering if that's it. I feel like it could have been more. It feels half baked. I understand it's the desert, but even if there was more remnants of a lost civilization, there was remnants of a fallen city, throughout the desert, with more than just the shrines, with more puzzles and more upgrades. It feels like something that they didn't, like, they fleshed out Viola and how Viola performs, but they didn't get to finish Soul Valley. Like, that's how it feels to me. But I don't know. I've only got to experience a little bit of it, and I drove around a bit before. I did a little bit of just roaming around the desert, seeing if I could find any shrines before going to Fire Pool. And I don't know. It seems like they just missed the mark with this one. The stuff with Viola in Volt Forge, where you're going down those paths to make it to the next conduit, like the next towers, was awesome. I felt badass. It felt like cinematic, going down, seeing like the raging storm, and the music. And the music being absent from the desert is just, it was a bad choice. Like, I don't see any other way around it. Like, the music's phenomenal in this game. So, like, maybe if the music wasn't that present and not that good, I wouldn't notice it that much. But the music kicks so much ass that the moment it goes silent, it's like, whoa, what happened to the rad soundtrack that I've been listening to these first 3-4 hours? So I don't know. We'll see. I'm very impressed with the game so far. I'm curious to see how my ultimate feeling is. But again, like I said, if you guys love Prime 1, 2, and 3, I feel like you're going to love this game. It feels like Metroid Prime through and through. Best visuals in the series, best music in the series. I like the psychic abilities so far. Again, it's the best opening 3 hours in any Metroid game, in my opinion. So I've got a lot of praise. I just feel like the lack of voice acting in the Soul Valley are really what's keeping this game from being a masterpiece. It feels like a great game. And again, this game is like averaging like an 81 right now. It's like sitting around an 81. The negativity is overblown. I understand the bar that people have set for this game, especially the expectations after waiting so long. But keep in mind, 80's a great. When was the last time you saw a game that scored within the 80s that got this much hate? It's wild stuff.
This is the first Metroid Prime game that has a higher user score than the Metacritic score. All the previous Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 all have higher critic scores and lower user scores. The user score is more in line with what they usually score Metroid Prime games. So as far as the users are rating this game, it's pretty much right in line with the a Metroid Prime game. About 8.5, 8.6 is or what the user score is on Metacritic. That's the same as Metroid Prime 3, pretty much.
Yeah.
Metacritic, the actual critic rating is lower, which is what people are like, why is it so low? So I guarantee you, if Metroid Prime 3 as is released and that was the game that released last week, they would probably get like a 70 on Metacritic.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
They would destroy that game because there's lots of flaws in the gameplay. I just played the game last month preparing for Metroid Prime 4, and like you got the hyper beam, which kind of like cheats the whole like combat mechanic in the game. You can just like kill everything in a couple shots. Yep. You have worse designs of the enemies, I would say, and worse designs of the bosses. The worst music of the series. This is just opinions that are general. I'm saying that most people do agree with out there. So yeah, but that game scored a 90 on Metacritic. Same game in 2025, I think would score way lower.
Yeah, so, I agree with you, Dave.
It's weird. It's really weird.
I already think this is a better experience than Metroid Prime 3. I don't know where I'll land. I'll say if I had to get like hypothetically speaking, I'm in no place to give this game a score, but if I had to grade it now, I feel like I got to see it play through. I'm going to say like an 8.8 out of 10 right now is where I'm landing.
That's fair.
And I would score Prime 3 below that ultimately, having seen that game through. I think this is, I don't know. I feel like we'll have to see. I feel like I'm going to like this better than 3 and 2, but maybe I won't like it as much as 1. And keep in mind, guys, it's going to be really hard for a Metroid game to ever beat Metroid Prime 1 for one specific reason. Like Dave was saying earlier, there's no other game like this, but Prime 1 was the first to do it. It came out of nowhere. It was like the most experimental thing, and Metroid fans did not want a first-person Metroid game either. Like they were not about that. But there's nothing like it, and you're never going to recapture that magic of playing Prime for the first time because there was so much shock and awe and wonder. It's just not going to happen. The only way that they're going to be able to do that is by reinventing the series in a way you never expected, similar to how the Zelda team reinvented Zelda with Breath in the Wild. That was just like, holy shit, is this what Zelda is now? And again, I don't even think that like the hardcore Prime fans don't even want that. They want Prime 1. So yeah, this feels like one that like it's just a battle that's never gonna win.
A couple tips for you for Soul Valley.
Sure.
Make sure you try to collect when you do the boost. Make sure you're heading for one of those cactuses, because the cactuses will refill your boost instantaneously, and you have an instantaneous boost right after that. So you almost like you don't even run out any boosts. And by boosting through Soul Valley, you can get from one side to the other in about 1.5 minutes. I timed it. It's very, very small because Viola is very, very fast if you're boosting. And if you get the cactuses, you'll continue to boost throughout the entire way. Plus, if you're looking for other stuff to do, there's various different jumps and like almost like tricks you can do. You can jump and like get other places. And when you engage in the combat, even though it's very basic, it does have music it does play music while you're fighting the enemies, and there is actual music in the entire Soul Valley as well. It's just a lot more subdued. It's going for a different vibe, as you said. The vibe is different, which is it's more subdued vibe, but it's more like a 2001: A Space Odyssey eerie vibe that they have in the desert. So yeah, I got that like right away when I played it. I was like, wow, this is very dark and like eerie. Like I feel like very alone here. I liked that at first. But like the second time you enter Soul Valley is when you went on Viola. That's where it kind of like has a little bit more of a disjointed feel because you actually are having to explore. But I got used to it pretty quick, and I started to enjoy the mechanics. I started fighting the other enemies and doing more crystals and everything, but I wasn't spending too much time there in the first place because I was kind of doing it on my way to the next biome or next thing. So I was like, okay, it is what it is, and here we are back with more peak in the next area.
No, for sure. And my first time entering Soul Valley and returning back to like the home base, it's like, oh, this isn't so bad. It was like a 2-minute motorcycle trip, going off, shooting off some dunes and stuff. My concerns arose when I left that base again and kind of did some exploration. And I don't know, I do feel like you know what would have been nice if they had implemented some sort of like dynamic event system or something where like events happen. Sandstorms, world boss that maybe shows up randomly at certain times. You know what I mean?
Day and night system. I think
day and night cycles. Yes, something to make it just feel a little bit more or a little bit less sterile. I think sterile's the right term. It feels. I understand it's supposed to feel barren. It's a desert, but I think it feels too sterile. I think even the most barren desert has life through the day and night cycles with. And man, we already know they can create unbelievable skyboxes. Imagine the skybox, the nighttime skybox they could have created for Soul Valley with a massive like moon or two moons and crazy like auroras and all that.
I'll be
crap.
watching
Like,
too
they
much
could
of
have-
that, just standing there looking at it. I'll be spending way too much time doing that.
right, but yeah, I mean there's a good idea here with the motorcycle. I really think they nailed Viola. I think it's just that world that could have used a little bit more I don't know, R&D, a little bit more innovation, or maybe I don't know. I think maybe it just needed more time to cook. But I love the game so much so far, despite the desert, being a bit of a concern. And who knows, by the end of it, maybe I'll be like, it wasn't great, but it wasn't that bad. And the overall experience was so good. I'm not even fazed by it. My favorite game of all time, people know on the podcast, is Wind Waker. And I understand the flaws in the padding of the Triforce, the legendary Triforce quest at the end. But I also understand, and this is why I wonder if, maybe this was a little bit half-baked, is, we know there's pulled content, 2 dungeons that were pulled from Wind Waker. So I do wonder if there was bigger plans for this place and it just didn't come around. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll find out. Maybe this is just how it was supposed to be.
I'll tell you this much. For Wind Waker, I couldn't stand that last part of the game. I almost quit the game at that part with Wind Waker.
Yeah.
I loved the game up until that last, empty ocean fetch. You go fishing for all the things. I thought it was awful. Like by far the worst in-game fetch quest I ever had played in my entire life. Metroid Prime 4, it was breeze. It was like nothing like that for me. Only because I guess because I played it the way the game wanted me to play it. But like by far, Wind Waker, I think that's the worst I've ever experienced in a video game. Besides that, the game's like a 10 out of 10. Besides that last part, and I did
The game will always
beat
be a
the
10
game.
out of 10 for me.
I did beat the game, of course, but man, that last part was awful for me. And especially, and the reason is because in Wind Waker, the difference is they don't tell you anything about this until the very end. They spring it on you.
Right.
In Metroid Prime 4, they tell you about this since the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
That's a big difference. And same thing with Metroid Prime 3. You're searching for these batteries, basically, and you find out about them early in the game. That's also your in-game fetch quest. But if you already are collecting these power cells throughout Metroid Prime 3, you won't have a problem finishing that part of the game either. So one thing I will say too, honestly, 100% honest, I actually enjoyed Soul Valley way more than I expected, and a lot more towards the end than I did in the beginning. For whatever reason, I really enjoyed it a lot more at the end. But yes, it was not. It still was factually the worst part of the game.
It's not the highlight of the game.
It just wasn't. But it wasn't bad, and I still enjoyed it. Type thing. It's a really weird, thing to try to gauge and like rate that part, because I enjoyed it, but it also was still the worst part of the game. It's weird.
Can I ask you guys all something? And I know Prime's not here, but I'm curious because, I mean, I talk about my cons with this game, and obviously, I mean, the big one and the obvious one is Soul Valley, and I seems like everyone's in the same boat. Everyone's either concerned about it, or it's their least liked part of the game, or they just straight up hated it. But the first con that I mentioned, I saw Alyssa nodding her head like she agreed. But I wanted to gauge, because I feel like going into this discussion, I felt like, I know this is going to be divisive, because I know people just like the thought of Samus speaking is like the biggest like hell no ever. But I really believe it would have made the experience better. Do you guys agree with me there, or do you guys think I'm out of touch with what Metroid should be?
100%.
I think I agree with you, but I don't think she needs to speak much.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think a couple, maybe two or three, maybe two, maybe at least one scene where she says something very substantial. That would probably make everyone's heart flutter for a second. Oh my gosh, and it'd make you so happy, like in Metroid Dread. But yeah, I think a couple scenes where she says something substantial, I think would be actually beneficial to this particular game. The fact that she doesn't really is a little disappointing, but I still enjoy the interactions.
Right. Yeah, you don't really notice it in a game like Dread or Prime 1, where it's so isolated, but in this one it does really stand out with the cast of characters. And
but in Metroid Dread she speaks.
Yeah, that's true.
So she does actually have something that she says, which is like, wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there is a couple like interactions in Metroid Prime 4 that are interesting that you'll see that are pretty cool that I like. But even though technically she's not speaking, but you'll see what I mean.
Okay, interesting. Anything else, you guys?
Well,
with this one speaking.
Does anybody else feel like Soul Valley gives them Haunted Wasteland vibes from Ocarina of Time? It does me quite a bit with the it's like this howling behind the music, and it just gives me that vibe a lot.
You know what it reminds me of? I said this when I streamed it the first time I played it, I think, or maybe it was a tweet I did, but it reminds me of the deserted planets that you have to search with your buggy in Mass Effect 1.
Okay.
I hated that thing. That was like the worst.
I enjoyed that
in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, because it was very eerie feeling, and you go and explore these planets to get upgrades and everything like that. They took it out of Mass Effect 2 and 3 because people didn't like it, but I actually liked it in Mass Effect 1. It wasn't like the best. It was still technically the worst, gameplay aspect of the game, but I still actually enjoyed it.
This is way better. Viola in Soul Valley is 100 times better than the buggy stuff in Mass Effect 1. And the reason why this goes back to what I mentioned earlier was that my biggest concern with this game was how Viola was going to control, because in a game that's not, vehicles aren't the primary focus. They usually control like ass. And for me, that was the case in Mass Effect. I hated the way the rover controlled.
Yeah, what I meant by that actually was more along the lines of the design of Soul Valley being the desolate wasteland, and you do come across these abandoned like buildings with vehicles that are destroyed, just like Mass Effect 1. And you're searching these abandoned areas, you're finding these little pickups and things like that. It reminded me of that in that aspect. How you control Viola, no, it's totally different, of course.
Okay.
It's more like along the lines of what it reminded me of. The setting reminded me of one of those abandoned moons that you go fly to in Mass Effect 1.
Right.
So,
Alyssa, anything to add about voice acting?
No, I mentioned earlier, though, like I think, if she just said like one word or even like a sentence here or there, it would just feel a little more alive. Because like in one like the opening scenes, like when you give Miles the chip, she just kind of like here you go. Like I kind of wish she just did a little something. I don't know what though, but said something.
that would be funny if she said said shut up to Miles. That would be funny. That was her only line.
Yeah.
Even just a thanks.
Yeah.
Just a thanks would be great. And then he like loses his shit because Samus just said thanks to him.
No, that might be never mind, I won't say it.
No, go for it.
Oh no, it might be a little spoiler. I was just gonna say one of the other NPCs might freak out if she said something. But...
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eric, I want to get your thoughts. I know you haven't played it, but how would you feel about Samus having more of a little bit more dialogue in Prime? I know you're not a Prime guy, but I'm sure you've heard how, or maybe you haven't heard.
I mean, I don't necessarily. I don't know. I haven't played any of them, so I guess to me, I don't know if it would bother me at all or not. So
just say yes then. Say you want it.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. Just give her as many lines as possible.
Primal, I want to get your thoughts on this. I was telling everyone when you stepped away that I think we all agree that like Soul Valley is probably going to be the lowest point for most people. Some people might enjoy it. a lot of people, it's their least favorite part, and some people hate it. But one of the things that I mentioned as a con, I know is a lot more divisive, because I know there's a lot of people who, like with Zelda, are like, hell no, no voice acting from Samus, period, full stop. What are your thoughts on that? Because I personally, like, I don't want her to be a yapper, but I even think having like, maybe like, even if she said 10 words in the whole game, you know, it could be her being, you know, a smart ass. It could be cocky. It could be kind. I don't know, but I feel like some character would be better, especially in a game like this where there's NPC interactions. Whereas in a game like Prime 1, you're fully isolated, so there's nothing jarring about Samus not speaking.
Look, I play a wide variety of games. People should know this by now. And while I understand people want things to be a certain way, because I'm into such a wide variety, it means I do like when things cross over from other games, and voice acting is one of those things that I love. Yeah. One of my number one complaints in Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom is it wasn't enough voice acting. Not that Link should talk. They did fine with that. But that the characters that could talk would be talking to you in one cutscene, and then you get to another one right after where it's like a dialogue, and they're not talking to you anymore. You have to read it. Very jarring. So in regards to Samus herself, look, I wasn't as like taken aback so far by her nonchalantness, I suppose, in not responding. And I know she technically has a voice actress, and maybe she says something at the end of the game. I have no idea, but it could just be for her grunts or whatever else. I feel like I would prefer Samus talked more. Doesn't need to be a chatty Kathy. Doesn't need to be a Miles. But at least respond to the NPCs during the cutscenes. You know? Yeah. Even if it's just like a little quick thing, it's not much. You could still be this stoic, you know, basically action hero that the one lady treats you as, and still say a couple words here and there. You know, you don't have to say a whole lot.
Yeah, like even like a watch out or like I got this, something like that.
If Samus ever was in the game and getting tortured, I would hope she talks a little more in the game. She's being tortured than not. You know what I mean? That's obviously doesn't happen. I assume that doesn't happen in the rest of this game, but you know what I mean? Like she's human, right? I get kind of hybrid, sort of. Yeah, I know the backstory. She looks human. We'll say that. So I feel like there should be a bit more human emotions to it. Like she talked in Other M. I had no problem with her talking in Other M. I'm not sure what my issue was. My issue was either the voice acting being bad or the lines were bad. Could be both. But yeah,
I think it was the dialogue that people say like the writing was bad for her.
Because like,
yeah, I think she talked too much.
Yeah, I don't want to fault the voice actress. Basically, I'm trying not to fault the voice actress for presenting the game the way they wanted it to be. Like, I don't want to act like this voice actress doesn't have a vocal range to do a whole wide range of emotions. But if she was instructed that, hey, you need to read these lines this certain way, this is what the character is, then I think that's just wrong. Because it basically gave her a voice, but made her voice feel monotonous. And the whole point of a character having voice is to give them character, not to have them be a robot. Which is what it kind of felt like with her in that game. Even though she was going through emotional moments, it was very monotone, don't give a fuck, I'm a robot. And I think that was obviously what they were going for. I think they were trying too careful to not give her much of a personality because they know how people have depicted over time who Samus is as a person. But I think at some point you just got to accept who cares what everyone else thinks. It's about the game you're making and what's best for your individual game. I think Samus talking would have, at least so far, enhanced the game to me, not been a detriment. So I would definitely say I want her to chat more. And if there is a Prime 5, obviously, I think we can't talk about it yet till we see sales data, because I feel like if the game gets any sort of sales momentum, that's a good sign for a Prime 5 someday. But for right now, yeah, I want her to talk all the time.
Agreed. Yeah.
I talk to myself. Why can't she talk to herself even? I don't know.
Like I said, like silent protagonist is never going to be as interesting as one who talks, even if they only talk a little bit. Like no one's good.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's going to be someone out there who thinks Dragon Quest Hero is like way cooler than any Final Fantasy, like Cloud or Squall or any Final Fantasy protagonist. But come on.
Yeah, well, I mean, like to that point, so I don't know about you guys, but Metroid to me has never had like this massive story. Like it's not really that in depth. It's fairly surface level. There's some nuances here and there, of course, just like there's in the Kirby story, Splatoon story, etc. There's nuances, but for the most part, the story is, you know, pretty easy to predict on where things are going to go, I guess, to put it that way. It's not a super complex story, even though it deals with some complex things. It deals with them in very simplistic ways, at least so far in Metroid Prime 4 and my experience with 1 through 3. But that's not usually a knock on a game. But it's a trend I've noticed where games that have silent protagonists tend to have weaker stories. Zelda, weaker story. Metroid, weaker story. Versus games that have protagonists that are very active tend to have a much more engaging story, whether you like the voice acting or like the interactions or not. And that's one thing, like, hey, we're getting the Zelda movie. Link's going to talk, right? They wouldn't make a movie where the main character doesn't talk. It doesn't even make sense. So,
see.
yeah, like, they might try it. They're taking us back to the olden days. The olden days.
That'll be awful. Yeah.
Of a complete silence, but it's like implied and it's a comedy skit. You know, no one has.
Well, he talked in the cartoon. Excuse me, princess.
He did talk in the cartoon,
true.
And technically, and this was corrected in an interview once, I think, by Miyamoto. He said Link's not a mute; he talks all the time. It's a gameplay choice, which is true, because they do taught the characters physically taught to Link, and he tells them things like his name and stuff like this. That's how he gets that information. But it's a gameplay gimmick to make us feel like we're the character. Well, in a movie, look, there's no pretending. We're not the person on screen. We're watching a movie. We're not playing the game. So he's going to talk. Just like Samus, I think, would talk in a live action or cartoon as well. I think Samus would talk. Maybe not a lot, but Samus would have some lines. So I'd love to see her talk some more. And I kind of feel like I've just noticed this trend where games that tend to have a lot of dialogue tend to also just have a more, I don't want to say a better story because that's too subjective, but a more in-depth, more in-depth story, more going on.
Well, more substance. Yeah.
Yeah.
I await the day we get Link fully voice acted. Did I freeze?
No, you did not. I don't know if I'm waiting for that day. I would go with the movie. I don't care if he talks in the movie. I honestly don't care if he talks in the games either, to be honest. I would say what's interesting about Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom is, you know, they kept that whole thing going where we're Link. So, like, we're the ones telling the characters the questions they're answering or asking. But I want to say, I don't know about you guys. Somehow in Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom, I felt more disconnected from that Link in terms of it is me than any prior Zelda game. It felt like he very clearly had his own thoughts and his own personality, which, by the way, is not a bad thing. But it's more so if it's already starting to feel that way, and these are some of my favorite Zelda games ever, maybe it's time to pull back on the trope a bit. Start to let him develop a bit of a personality in this next game. That could be a huge...
Wind Waker, he was super
emotive
personality. Yeah, super emotive. Love to see it. But yeah, I really hope they bring voice acting to that series. I just would love to see it again. I think it would be so cool to finally get a game, especially, you know, Zelda's been a bit story light. I fully expect Nintendo to try and I know we're going to be talking about some Zelda in a moment, but I fully expect Nintendo to try and innovate the series again and not kind of take another stab at the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom thing. I think if they do, they're going to see diminishing returns with that. I think, you know, part of the success is reinventing through art style and themes and story and new types of gameplay. But we've been story light the last couple games. Maybe one of the things that they do differently this time around is they go super story dense, you know? Maybe they make a more story heavy game. I would love to see it. A game where Link talks, it's unprecedented. So it's like, that would be a huge innovation for the series. Be really cool. Doesn't have to be every Zelda game, although I don't know how you go back, because I think as apprehensive as people are, well, the only way that they can mess up, I feel like, is if they hire a crappy voice actor, which Breath of the Wild in Tears of the Kingdom doesn't, to be fair, doesn't have the best voice acting compared to some other games, you know.
I think
What's that look,
face he's
Prime?
making
Is he frozen, or is he just doing dead stare?
No, he's not frozen.
You think that it had the best voice acting? I said it didn't have the best voice acting. That's all I said. You think it had the best voice acting you've ever heard in gaming?
There's a difference between saying it's the best I've ever heard, period, and it not being like in general, your statement can't be argued with, because you said, well, it's not the best, but you were saying it in the way that like it's not very good. Not literally, it's not literally the best ever. Like, of course, there could only be one best ever. But it's pretty good.
Enough. I mean, it's fine. Like, you know, no one in that game was ever going to get nominated for best performance at the Game Awards.
Well, that's more writing related. Than...
I know. I know writing is a big part of it, but ultimately my point is getting more story, getting a talkative Link would be epic, be badass. And I think as apprehensive as people are with it, I think if we actually finally got it, I think people will be like, actually, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, you know he's going to be super talkative if they ever hire Troy Baker to do it. Be like, okay, so he's talking a lot then, because you're going for a top guy. You're going for a top guy, then he's not going to shut the fuck up. He's going to talk, or it's Navi's back, and it won't shut up the whole time. The whole adventure, and it's him.
I hope the next game we get Kid Link again, because I think controversial statement, but I think the Child Link games are overall better than the Adult Link games.
Okay. All right.
I don't think. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I was going to say, I don't think it's as unlikely as people think that we will get a voice acted Link in like one of the next 2-3 Zelda games. I think that's actually highlighted, especially if the movie does really well.
Yeah,
I think we can get it.
Cool.
I think
it'd be cool.
But yeah, guys, thanks for having me on. I'm gonna head out. Really appreciate you having me on for the Metroid Prime 4 impressions. Enjoy the Zelda talk, but I'm gonna go back. I need to go back and work on my review because I only have the nights to work on it. So, I want to get that out as soon as possible. So yeah, have a great night, and nice meeting you,
good to meet
Alyssa.
Yep.
And,
see you later, Dave.
Dave, real quick.
Yeah.
Before you go, do you know when your Prime 4 review's dropping?
I don't have a date yet because I'm still editing it, in the middle of editing it. Sure. I'm hoping for this weekend maybe, but I don't know for sure.
Okay. Cool, man. Looking
after
forward.
the Game Awards. Yeah. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.
Later, man. All right. Well, I suppose that means we can move on to the next topic, Dave. What the hell? No, shut up. No one asked you. I was about to play the intro again.
Roll the intro.
All right.
We need to get a stick fix ad in here.
And we were busy talking about Zelda. I think it's appropriate because, Eric, what's the next topic?
Yeah. Nintendo simply tweeted out Zelda remake. So what does this mean? If we assume it's true for a moment, what game and why would you want that to be? And what, if anything, would you change about the game? Let's start with our, resident Zelda guest, Skyward Alyssa.
I feel like it's most likely going to be Ocarina of Time, just based on all of the teases over the years with the interviews and everything. But I personally would love it to be Twilight Princess. I want that Wii U tech demo. I'm on that train with the Wii U tech demo. I think that looked beautiful. I remember when they revealed Breath of the Wild, it was totally different, and I love that art style. But I was really well, what happened? What happened with that? So I would love to see that. And the only thing I would potentially change about Twilight Princess, is like maybe some more stuff with Midna at the end, but I feel like that would be better for like a sequel game. And I know they were going to make a sequel, and then they did like Link's Crossbow Training instead. But I'm a Twilight Princess galley. I would love to see that come before Ocarina of Time personally, but I would still be happy with Ocarina of Time also. I don't know that it would be shown like at the Game Awards. If it was Ocarina of Time, I could kind of see that. But another game that I really feel like could use the remake or remastering treatment would be the Oracle games. A lot of people bring up like that they want a Minish Cap remake, but I think that the visuals in that still hold up to this day. But the Oracle games are a bit of an eyesore, in my opinion. But I really enjoyed playing through those ones, especially Seasons with all the puzzles and the dungeons. But I don't know that they'd like show that at Game Awards. And I know the rumor isn't specifically for Game Awards, but it's kind of like, well, why tweet it this week? Is it just convenience that it's the same week as the Game Awards? I don't know. But I mean, we just keep hearing like Ocarina of Time remake. One of these days it's going to show up. I know it. I can feel it.
Okay. Cool. Shiny Metroid Trainer. What do you got?
I got my notes here. Let's see. Let's scroll down on my notes. So I have basically similar to Sky Sword. I think I would like a Twilight Princess one as well. But if I had to guess, it would be Ocarina of Time. And I have some notes on things I would like tweak with Ocarina of Time. Like just bring it up to times. Like the combat and the movement, I think could be tweaked a little bit here and there. Like, give it like a nice, decent overhaul for that. I think Hyrule Castle, obviously, if they make a full-on remake of Ocarina of Time, that needs to be more explorable. Because I just want to go around that whole castle and just be like, man, this is awesome.
Like push Zelda out of the way, jump in and fight Ganondorf. Like, can I fight him early?
But like, I do want like some interior stuff in Hyrule Castle to be like explorable. I think that would be really neat. And I want that guard back that when you it peeks out the window when you try to push it. But let's see. I want to know what happened with Zelda between the time of child and adult Link. I want to see at least bare minimum cutscenes for that, or at least more of that. I want a light dungeon if possible. I think I would also tweak some of the boss battles, like the final Ganondorf fight. Make the room a little bigger and have him have more attacks they can do, not just like a Phantom Ganon 2.0. I want like a little more different of a fight than that. Which he has some extra stuff, but I think it would be cool if he had like even more to have before he turns into like full on Beast Ganon, which is my favorite Ganon. I love that Ganon. That fight's like I would love to see that in modern graphics, like just the lightning striking, have it be really dark, and when the lightning strikes, you see his face.
Forge Sky, but in the Ganon fight.
Yeah, I just love the N64 version because of how dark it is. And when the lightning strikes, you see his face. I want that feeling to happen all over again. I also think like they could add more like the
Shiny. What about Shiny? What about the Great Fairies in that game?
Just you know what? If you're gonna do that,
get rid of the vines. We don't need vines.
No, just oh my gosh. That's what we're rough.
Minimal vines.
Minimal vines, yeah. Like you have a slider option.
What did I just walk into? What is?
Your boob guest is here. We have to talk about it.
Gotta have the slider.
Listen, I asked a question. I am a co-host on the show. Asking questions is part of my job. Anyways, continue.
I think I would love to see like more stuff with the Dead Hand fight because that's one of my favorite like creepy bosses. I love Dead Hand, just how creepy he is. Like have him make more sounds that are like just add the sound effects to him that like make him even more creepy. Maybe even have him summon like Redeads or something like to make the boss a little harder. I think that could be really fun. Just the modern graphics with that would be so sick. I think I have. Let's see what other bosses. I want to see like Volvagia in like modern graphics, like, but with that art style, not like the Breath of the Wild Tears of the Kingdom art style, which I love, but like in that art style, I think it would be like modern version of that would be so sick. What else do I have written down here? I have. Let's see. So there's the Ganondorf boss fight. I would probably tweak a little bit. My dream is for that game is basically to have the Sheik gameplay in there. I think that'd be really cool. Like in my dream version of a remake of Ocarina of Time, I would love that. That and the Light Dungeon. Heck, maybe even the Sheik gameplay would be the Light Dungeon, where you have to go. Maybe they are getting like they have to like find the Light Medallion first. Like maybe Ganondorf, when he takes over the Sacred Realm, gets it or something, and she gets it back somehow. Or there's like a stealth section where she has to sneak it back in between Link while he's in there. You know, like I think that would be cool. Maybe I have to tweak the stuff a little bit, but that would be a cool thing. But I just want Sheik gameplay, man. I would love to see that in a remake, however unlikely that might be. But man, that would be cool. Yeah, I just think some of the bosses I think can be tweaked, not necessarily redone, but tweaked to make them even more interesting. Even though, man, that game, it's one of my favorite Zeldas. It's in my top 5 like consistently. That Tears of the Kingdom and probably Wind Waker's up there too with Twilight Princess and stuff, just for different reasons. Like I think Wind Waker, Twilight Princess are like. I just don't think Wind Waker needs a remake. The art style holds up great.
Yeah,
it holds up so good. Whereas Twilight Princess, yeah, I would love to see that get remade. That's probably the one that needs it the most.
Yeah. I would add voice acting to Twilight Princess. I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, well, that I would add. I would add voice acting.
Definitely for Twilight Princess.
Gameplay wise, like I love everything about Twilight Princess. Even the beginning with the ranch and everything. I'm like, it adds to who Link is in this game.
I would like to see Link be like in Wind Waker, when you roll, you can kind of like curve Link around like that. I would like to see the movement in Twilight Princess needs to be a little smoother, I feel, and more like controllable. Other than that, like I love the like how all the different combos you can do and different like things. And heck, they could have more combos.
Yeah, all the hidden skills. Yeah, give more hidden skills. More. I'm down for that too.
Add more of them. That'd be great. Oh, I would love that. There's like a lot of things I would love to see added to Twilight Princess, but I would have to like go back and like find my list because I have a lot of like dream things for that game. It would take a whole podcast to talk about. But yeah, that one I would love to make it.
Need Birdman.
Yeah. You know, this is something we've talked about on the podcast for so long now. You know, and speculation even beyond that. But I think Ocarina of Time, if there is a Zelda remake, that's the game that makes the most sense. It's the one that I would like to see the most too. Maybe not the most needed. Because certainly there's other entries that need it more, but I think just the excitement of knowing like, oh my god, if we get an Ocarina of Time remake, does that mean we could get a Majora's Mask remake at some point and kind of like flesh out the whole story? And I think there's a very high likelihood that the Ocarina of Time remake is real. I'm hoping to see it by the end of next year. You know, we've got the Zelda 40th coming up. I expect the biggest celebration that we've ever seen for Zelda. I'm expecting in 2026 for a number of reasons. Just timing, dev timing based on, you know, whatever releases, whether it's a remake or a tease for the next entry, the theme park stuff, the movie, the first trailer reveal or teaser trailer. A lot of exciting stuff should be cooking for this series next year. And I really believe that this is something that they're doing. I don't know that it releases next year, but could I see an Ocarina of Time remake by the end of 2027? Yeah, I could actually. And I really hope it's true. I'm really hoping for it. I can't really pinpoint one thing that I would want to update or change, but there is a number of things that I would love to see. Obviously, I don't want a, you know, bare bones treatment of this game. I don't want just like a 4K upres port to switch to. That doesn't cut it. There's no point. Yeah. You know, we already have the game on NSO. So for this, I'd like to see it built up in a modern engine. And with that comes modern controls. I want this to feel like a Zelda game that was crafted today. That means incorporating a jump button in the game. And I understand the game's not designed for a jump button, But again, I don't want an up-res. I want this game built from the ground up, rebuilt and fleshed out. So yeah, they'd have to shift some of the game design, shift, you know, some of the dungeons and environments to accommodate for a jump button. But I want combat to feel modern. I want Link to be able to jump and feel nimble. A fully orchestrated soundtrack. This is one of my favorite soundtracks in all of games. You know, the songs from this game are so good that they've, you know, rearrangements of these iconic songs have been in, you know, a whole host of Zelda games. They're that good and identifiable within a second to most Zelda fans. So fully orchestrating that soundtrack would be huge. On top of that, I would love to see voice acting. Alyssa, you mentioned you'd love to see that in Twilight Princess. Any remake we get, I want the voice acting because it just brings in the immersion. It brings the characters to life. This is a game that would just do so well with that. And along with adding voice acting, flesh out the story. You know, this is a short game from Nintendo's entry into 3D gaming. Flesh it out. You know, look at what Square did with Final Fantasy VII. Maybe they didn't need to flesh it out into 3 games, but they took a game and have, you know, certain sections of Final Fantasy VII are like 20 times the length in the remake because they've modernized it. They've fleshed out the mechanics and the systems, and they've added more personality and substance and characters to everyone. So, yeah, it wouldn't take much. Really beautiful art engine, modern controls, and killer orchestrated music and some voice acting, and I think you're set up for success. I'd love to see them add to the experience, but I hope if we get this game that they don't radically change it. I'd love to see a treatment like, again, Final Fantasy VII is kind of radical but still stays true. I don't think they necessarily need to go as hardcore as Final Fantasy VII did. But like, look at what Capcom's done with Resident Evil, you know, with RE2. That's like a perfect RE4. You know, RE4 made updates and changes to modernize the game. I know some of them are a little divisive. That's inevitable anytime you change a classic. But I'd love to see them take kind of that RE approach. So, yeah. I don't think there's any chance in hell that we would see an Ocarina of Time or Twilight Princess or any other big Zelda remake at the Game Awards, for that matter. I don't think so.
If they have like a full-on Ocarina of Time remake and it's like as good as we think it can be, man, I might need another new chair because when Prime 4 was announced, I broke my chair
and a change of pants.
And now, like, I might need another chair.
Just stand up. Just stand up for the whole.
That's what happened. I bounced out of my chair so hard it broke like 2 chairs ago. When they announced Prime 4, and now like this is another game that might do that for me. Like it's crazy. I love Ocarina of Time and I love Twilight Princess, and getting any of those being remade in a way that's like this big would be huge for me. I love those games. I also love Wind Waker, but that one doesn't need it. Its graphic style is like perfect for aging. Never does.
It's Prime's turn, but
yeah, stepped out. So I guess I will throw my 2 cents in here. I was looking through the Zelda games, and I want to see a Majora's Mask remake where they just go absolutely ham and make the moon as terrifying as possible.
I love it.
No, that was kind of my joke one. No, go ahead. What were you going to say, Bird?
No, I love that. I think that would be. I mean, I don't know that I would ever recommend Majora's Mask before recommending Ocarina of Time. Mm-hmm. But I often flip on which game I like better. It's so hard for me to pick because they're both special for different reasons. Majora's Mask was just so experimental and so weird. And the music is insane. The story is absolutely. Imagine fleshing out that story that's so dark and nuts, and that whole weird, like, are you in limbo? Like, did you die? Or are you in limbo? Is this a weird Alice in Wonderland
Into
type
the
scenario?
mystery.
Like, yeah, it's so weird. And just like the Happy Mask Salesman, who's one of my favorite Zelda characters, but a complete
anything
nut
to see
job.
him again in the game. I love him,
dude. Imagine him in like a modern art style with that crazy version of Song of Healing and stuff, all creepy. And that game would be wild. And that game that game was doing stuff like the NPCs on a schedule and everyone's in different places at different times on day. So I know you're joking, Eric, but I mean, I think your pick is the coolest pick.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it would be funny because of the moon.
It's an awesome pick.
Creepy.
I would love to see like wherever he got the Majora's Mask. I want more story behind like where he got it. Like I think it was supposed to be like a cult or something made it, and like he got it from them. I would love to flesh out that stuff. That would be like if there's a story wise, like not really gameplay or anything else, but like story wise, that might be the backstory I want most out of it to flesh out in the Zelda game. I love the idea of like, oh, there's like a secret super dark cult out there that makes masks that are this powerful. Dang, where are they all this time? Are they gone? Are they still out there? We don't know. I would love to see more on that.
I want the return of the Fierce Deities mask in a game.
Yeah.
Like I love, obviously you get it as like a kind of as a cosmetic in the new ones, but like actually like Fierce Deity. You only get to be it at the end of the game if you collected everything.
Still.
But man, Majora's Mask is special. Like even the music in that game, how it like gradually gets more twisted as you get closer to like running out of time, to where like you're in the last hour and it's just like horrifying.
It's like, what do I do?
The anxiety is
like
strong.
there's like parents tucking their children into bed, telling them they love them because they're all about to die. It's horrible.
It's terrible. It's great. Same time, it's so cool.
Yeah,
there he is.
Yeah. So the one that I was actually kind of thinking, I don't know if this would fit, but doing like a Link's Awakening type remaster for A Link Between Worlds.
Oh.
It'd just be interesting to see what they would do with the low rule and then kind of how do they can reimagine that and things like that and make it into kind of a, what is it, that like a 2.5D or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because it kind of is 2.5D.
No.
Sort of.
Yeah.
It's 3D.
Yeah. 3D. Yeah. Right. But just kind of make it a little bit more modern and whatnot and see what they can do with that type of feel. I don't know if that makes sense at all for that type of feel.
Hey, we all come on what we want.
I don't know.
Hey, something.
Yeah.
Something none of us were going to say.
You're probably not.
I'll just go next year.
Well, you are the last one, so.
Look, it's Ocarina of Time. There could be a million reasons I want it to be other games. I'd love to see Twilight Princess remade from the ground up, Wii U tech demo style, minimum. But I just don't think that's happening right now. I also don't think that it's going to be something like the Wind Waker. I think when they do remakes, I think they make some intentional choices. As an example, when they created the art style for the ground up remake for Link's Awakening, they knew back then they were going to use that art style for another game. Wasn't just going to be Link's Awakening. Echoes of Wisdom, right? That's the one we got. So I think when they look at something like a from the ground up remake, where they're going to have to visuals as well, reimagine a bunch of stuff. They're going to want to do it in a way where it can be reused at least one more time to kind of double their mileage. So Ocarina of Time makes a lot of sense because of Majora's Mask, because it gives them that opportunity to reuse this engine they built, the assets they built, to reuse it and get Majora's Mask out the way. And Ocarina of Time obviously is an all-time classic. I think it could actually sell very, very well in the hype cycle leading up to the Zelda movie. And I think, all you gotta do is modernize it. All the complaints I've ever had about Ocarina of Time are basically creature comforts that are just, to me, done better by future Zelda games. And I don't think it's that crazy to get this modernized. Like even adding a jump button, it's cool to have auto jump. It's existed in many a Zelda game. But man, ever since Rock's Feather and Link's Awakening, we've been able to jump. We just don't unless it's automatic until the recent Zelda game. So even stuff like that, if they want to find new content, I think there's the entire 7 years Link is under. You could do something with that, with maybe go to Sheikah's perspective and go through some of the stuff that she went through if you want to add some new content in that way. Because I don't think you're going to change any of the core stuff. I think it's an all-time classic. It's the highest rated video game of all time. You're not going to fuck around too much. But you do something that's going to make people want to replay this game for the 10 billionth time. Not just because it looks pretty, but because you're doing stuff in it that the original game couldn't do. Also, please do not lock hero mode, epic mode, master mode, whatever the fuck you want to call it, behind an amiibo. Please and thank you. Yep. Sorry, this is Nintendo, so I got to say that out loud.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hide like an alternative costume that I don't give a shit about? Fine. Don't be hiding my hard mode. No. All right. By the way, I like people might go, well, complaints. I mean, Metroid Prime 4 didn't do it. You just had to beat the game. Yeah, I don't like having to beat the game to play the hardest difficulty either. I think it's kind of redundant. But for Breath of the Wild, they literally charged money for it for Master Mode. So we didn't even get it in Tears of the Kingdom. I try to tell myself, is it better we didn't get it at all, or if it's locked behind an amiibo? And I'm not sure I have a good answer to that, because the answer to both is fuck off. But just give me it without the amiibo. That wasn't a part of the options on the board. So anyways, yeah, Ocarina of Time I think just makes a lot of sense. It's been a really long time. Even since we got the other remaster of it on 3DS, it's been a long time since then too. It was like 13, 14 years ago. It's been a long time. It's time to revisit this. Time to bring it back. Nothing more to get you hyped than having one of the greatest games of all time come back again before another big new 3D Zelda game in a couple of years. You sandwich the movie with Ocarina of Time, and then the year after, new 3D Zelda. Are you kidding me? Us Zelda fans already eat pretty good. You just want to increase every meal to a main course? I'll gladly partake. So, yeah. And Age of Imprisoment's been great too. So you know what? You can just make it a 4-pack. 4 years in a row, do something incredible with Zelda. I'll take it. As for, by the way, I just want to throw in on this because I know I'm the one that added this topic. I covered it today. Nintendo is very weird and when he posts stuff because he doesn't post things without verification. I know this because he's had conversations with me in the past about information he's gotten. He didn't talk to me about this one, by the way. I tried to goad him into giving me even a wink. Couldn't even get that. But he doesn't say stuff like this unless he's very confident in what's coming. I find it interesting that he posted it this week, the week of the Game Awards. Does that mean it's revealed at the Game Awards? I don't know. That's very un-Nintendo-like to do that. But also if Nintendo wants to recapture some positive momentum at a show that basically is only going to have one of their games win an award, and it's going to win like one award, I don't think Nintendo's taking anything but Best Family Game. I think it's going to DK because it's up for Game of the Year. Otherwise, I don't think Nintendo wins anything else in the entire show. So if they want
remaking Ocarina of Time, I highly doubt they would ever announce that at the Game Awards.
Well, my argument for it is this, and again, I want to be very clear. I don't think they're revealing anything Zelda at these Game Awards, but the argument to do so is obviously for the attention. It's for the eyeballs, and honestly, at this point, it could be for the narrative. Hey, this is Switch 2's launch year. It's pretty much shut out of the awards. Why? Oh, because the best is yet to come, and here's one of the best. Kind of get it back to the forefront of people's minds that hey, maybe this year wasn't for you with Switch 2, but dude, 2020 fucking.
Listen, I get the logic behind it, like completely, and I hear you. And I used to think the same thing, like for many years. Regarding Metroid Prime 4, I'm like, dude, I'm like, if there's a game to show from Nintendo at the Game Awards, it's Prime 4. That's the right audience. That'll get it attention. Yeah, they don't.
Hey, last time they showed a Zelda game at the Game Awards, it went on to become the best-selling game in the series. Just saying, Nintendo, it's okay to repeat history. It's okay. Show us that glorious Ocarina of Time remake tomorrow.
I mean, dude, I'm telling you right now, for those of you who don't know in the audience, and if anyone's attending the Game Awards tomorrow, I'll be there tomorrow. I go every year with my good buddy. And if they do drop an Ocarina of Time remake, I will shit my pants in the crowd. Not by choice.
He's prepared if he has the extra pair with him.
I will be going in a diaper tomorrow.
I was gonna say, just wear Depends and then you're covered.
Yeah,
I will be.
He's gonna be texting me from the show, being like, "Dude, one diaper wasn't enough."
and I was kicked out.
No, man, you're gonna shit your pants when it's like, no, it's not Ocarina of Time. It's the prequel to Wind Waker, Tingle's Arrest.
Oh, here we go.
But yeah, in the audience, if anyone's attending, if you see me, if you recognize me, come say hi. It'll be really cool. Meeting people at PAX with the crew was so fun. So, guys,
Paul's gonna be there.
Wave me down.
Yeah, Paul's usually.
I hope I get to meet Paul. I was looking for him last year and I didn't see him.
Let's look for the Mario suit. It's what he's usually wearing. We'll see. I don't know if that's what he's wearing this time. He'll probably.
Well, Paul, if you're watching, look for the man in a diaper. That'll be me.
The diaper's probably on the inside of the pants, not the outside. But I don't know.
He's not wearing pants.
Is that how you're supposed to wear it?
He's supposed to wear it. No, he's wearing up one on the inside and outside. Double the protection. Double the.
That's right.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else to talk about Zelda? Otherwise, we move on to the Game Awards stuff.
I think I'm good right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's just speculation on what we want it to be. It's not like there's any additional information to like even go off.
Yeah.
Like, will it be revealed tomorrow? Probably not. Could it be? I don't know. Why the fuck is he talking about it right now? He's pissed out of me. Maybe it's just calling his shot before we get to the 40th anniversary. I don't know. All right. And he's not, and I gotta give him credit. He's responding to fucking no one. DMs, public replies, and quote tweets. He's just pretending none of it exists. So I gotta give him credit for holding out to not even give a small hint. Because even Nate the Hate's been giving in on giving hints. He's not. He's like, nope. I said what I said. I'm good. Have at it, Zelda fans. All right.
I will say one more thing. If like Miyamoto comes on stage to accept the reward or something for like DK or whoever comes up on for stage on DK and has a Zelda pin, oh man, I know that means nothing, but like that would get me like, huh?
Is he gonna say something?
Exactly. Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? All right. We gotta get to our last scheduled topic at least tonight. We got lots of Q&A stuff to get to. Thank you guys so much for the support on all the channels here. I've been watching that stuff roll in. We will get to that after the betting special. So we have the Game Awards betting special. This is an annual betting special that actually predates the Nintenbyte Podcast. Goes way back on the Nintendo Prime Podcast. Used to just be me and Eric. And then over time, it has been expanded. Rules have changed. Things have happened. And last year was really our first ever annual Nintenbyte Podcast betting special for it. So now this show has kind of adapted something from the old show. And this is mostly a for fun thing. There is a trophy on the line, of course. We are competitors. Stash won it last year because, of course, he did. And Stash, while not being here, did submit a video with all of his picks. We will be watching that. He'll be the last person to go because I think it's only fair that none of us are aware of what the defending champion has said before he says it. That said, how the betting special typically works, and we didn't get a lot of time to talk or organize this, but basically we will for sure be all picking a winner, someone who we think, not who we want to win, who we think is going to win in each of the categories of the Game Awards, even the esports stuff. Each category is given a point value of either 1 through 5. We kind of decided on the spot with the first person making bets. Okay, we're gonna go 1 point with this. We're gonna go 5 points. Some things are automatic 5s. Game of the year, automatic 5 to get that right. Makes sense. It's literally the name of the whole fucking show. So that's obviously going to be a 5-pointer. Other 5-pointers we're going to have for sure this year are the 2 bonus ones, which I still think is Stash to submit, which is totally fine. He's got all the way till the show starts tomorrow to say something. But basically, they're prediction ones that you get 5 points if you get your predictions right. One prediction is for what game, if any, or anything, it has to be new, not known about, will be revealed by Nintendo at the event. So it could be It could be a trailer for a game that's already known about, but we don't know a new trailer's coming. It could be DLC for Mario Kart, just throwing ideas out, right? But it just can't be like, oh, they're re-advertising Metroid Prime 4 is available. Like, no, that's just them just doing an ad. That's not a new trailer for this event. It's gotta be something new. That makes sense. It could be for a game not out yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna have to think of this on the fly. I already messaged.
Yeah, if you want to think it's Yoshi
I've been
next
so
year, cool.
busy.
Yeah,
I flew through my predictions for each cat. I've got them all pulled up, and I was in such a hurry. I have 3 that I'm gonna have to decide when it's my turn. That I have as ties where I couldn't decide between 2 games. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait till the moment of truth with these 3.
Right. And the other category, just to keep it Nintendo related, it's a third-party game that we think there's going to be a trailer of that will have the Switch 2 logo at the end that we're not currently aware is coming to Switch 2. It could be a brand new reveal for all we know. Yeah, we don't have no idea. That one's also worth 5. Those are just 2 prediction ones. Those aren't. You can think of them more like they count no matter what, but they're kind of tiebreakers. But you never know. Maybe they come in the clutch in the end, and it's the reason you win. Who knows? Depends on how feisty you want to get with your bets on that. Besides that, there's nothing really else. We just add the score up at the end of the pretty much between this episode and next episode. We add the scores up. We see who won. We congratulate them. We get the trophy taken care of, and we go from there. But again, Stash did win this last year. He is the defending champ. It's unfortunate he's not here to gloat. I know he acts like I don't gloat. Oh, buddy, the trophy's in your background. I know you're gloating. I see it. You have a whole box of trophies you told me you don't put out. Notice what trophy's out. Come on. We know. He's probably watching right now being like, damn it, you figured it out. Getting ready to fly on a plane. Let's go ahead and let me see. Eric, do you have anything ready? Or are you just going to go off the seat of your pants?
Oh, I always just go off the seat of my pants.
Oh, well then Eric can go first, buddy. In fact,
are you gonna pull up the?
Do you want me to pull it up, or do you want to pull it up as you go through it?
Oh, I didn't know if we were gonna share it.
Well, of course, we're gonna share it. People know what we're picking.
No, yeah, it's shared on screen or
yeah.
Okay. I mean, I guess
besides ThunderStash, that's a pre-recorded video.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Whatever he did in that video.
Okay.
Maybe he shows it on screen. Maybe he doesn't. But especially while we are tracking this guys this year in a better way than we've done in the past. We actually have a Google sheet for it.
Yeah, GameBird, if you check your email.
Where we're putting in how much points each one's worth and then what each of us picked, so we can kind of keep track of this stuff better. Previous years, we kind of like
there is a Google sheet.
We just flew by the seat of our pants. We had actually no idea what the fuck we were doing. As for our guests, you guys can react to our picks, but like you guys are kind of irrelevant at this point. So sorry to tell you that.
Want to, but
they want to. Pretty much that thing. So this is the first episode I get on, one where I'm told I'm irrelevant. It's that.
Yeah, I get it.
That Nintendo Prime guy.
Yeah.
You say I'm irrelevant.
For me again. Oh, guys want to listen, came ready to go.
Heck yeah.
Look at that.
Epic glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys can
tell what game I love.
Yeah. Yeah, if you guys are watching the audio version, you better get up on this video version right now for this category alone.
Mm-hmm.
There was a
I have my baguette back here too, but it's not staying.
Oh my gosh, she's even rocking the baguette.
Oh yeah.
It's Game Awards time. Game Awards.
Yeah, I was listening. I left an earbud in when I went to go get changed. I had this planned. I'm like, I'm gonna put my Claire Obscure outfit on when we get to the Game Awards.
There you
go. It's almost like I'm pretty sure we might all have the same Game of the Year pick. I'm just guessing.
I mean, it is my Game of the Year though. Like it's what I want and what it's most likely.
But I don't want to influence your votes.
Yeah, right.
Look, if you think it's somehow, you think it's going to be 80s too, I shake your hand for the bravery. All right, Eric, what do we got here? First category up. You're doing what is this?
Best esports team.
Best esports team.
I just went.
Yep, you are totally fine.
Top.
So which one are you going with?
Let's do Team Liquid.
Team Liquid. Got you down, buddy. Oh, by the way, how many points do you want to? So I'm of mind. Do any of us care about esports? If not, we should just
No,
be
I
one.
eeny meeny miny mode. These like esport and streamer picks.
Let's
just
just go
so
to
you know.
esports and streamer ones. You know, the non-game ones.
I honestly,
Actually, you know what? Just the
you know what? I
esports
honestly am
ones.
fine with just doing one for everything.
I don't want
And
to do
then
one for everything.
5 for the game awards
We
and
should
everything.
do one for content creator as well, because like
We're not on it.
we're a video game podcast, and you know we talk about games. Like I had only heard of Moist Critical. I had never even heard of any of those other content creators before. And so I feel like the real competition is what games we think are going to win the categories, right? Because that would be I feel like if we gave normal points to streamer of the year, if it's just 1 point and that's how we win, it's like the tiebreaker, that's fine. But I feel like losing for streamer of the year is silly.
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Did you lose because of streamer of the year, or did you lose because they picked better stuff in other categories?
No, just streamer of the year.
Just streamer of the year. That's the only way Stash is beating you this year. Got it. All right, Eric. So we have the ones for all the esports ones. What do you got next, Eric?
Oh, am I just going through my whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought we were going.
Yeah, because Stash is all in a row.
Got it. Okay. What the? Okay, there we go.
Oh,
Esports
you sent me the link to this?
Yeah,
the Game Awards.
Am I okay to just read mine? Or do you guys want me to do
What
that?
you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna read mine. Eric, you can click for me.
Yeah, for sure. I should just open these all on a different tab and just go through them all. I'm gonna go with Chovy.
Chovy. Is it because it's easy for me to type?
No, because
okay.
you can't tell. I like League of Legends.
Okay. Well, the best esports game. Should I just put you down for League?
I mean, sure.
I mean, that's one of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sure. There we go.
All right.
Like League.
This is the important one because GameBird thinks the whole thing rides on this 1 point.
I do.
From Content Creator of the Year.
Content Creator of the Year.
Content Creator of the Year.
Ooh.
What do we got, baby? What do we got?
Burnt peanut, just because I love it.
Burnt peanut.
That is epic.
That's a pretty great user.
Like the one guy I don't like on the whole list.
I've never heard of him.
Are you opening these in new tab? You know it doesn't show on screen, right?
I'm surprised Broken Carrot didn't get a nomination this year.
Okay, so most anticipated.
Yep, most anticipated.
Which again, it's not showing on screen. Oh, there it goes.
I know because I just clicked on it now.
So most anticipated, I do think this is a nice category. This is about next year.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. By the way, I have no fucking idea which way the media is going to go. I have a pretty strong guess.
I mean,
I'm saying this should be worth more than a point, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a serious category here.
Probably 3 or 4.
What are you thinking, Bird?
This category is so silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's silly because like some of these don't have definitive release dates yet, so they might not even be next year.
Yep, don't matter. It's
You know,
just anticipated.
Yeah.
I know. Well, my most anticipated game is the Ocarina of Time remake. How do I get that?
That isn't announced. It's not
I'm
announced.
kidding. Wait, is it my turn? Am I supposed to go?
How many points do you think this one should be worth?
Oh, most anticipated?
Yeah.
I mean, let's just give everyone 5 points. This is like the free space in bingo.
So we're randomly just gonna get everyone. You're assuming we all picked the same thing, huh? All right, Eric, what's your choice?
I am assuming that.
Oh, I thought you were trying to lose. So you're gonna go out on a limb.
Gotta be.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be GTA 6 for all of us because this is the media voting.
Yeah,
like,
right.
come on.
So now we're in the best.
Free fiver for
What's the free fiver?
for making up for all the bad
Right,
esports ones.
Right.
All right, what do we got? This is the best adaptation.
Best adaptation.
3 points.
3? Okay.
Sure, I'm good with that.
Sure, we'll let Birdman just randomly spout out.
I am
bullshit.
good with that.
I love it.
Just pull up a random dice roller.
It'll be like the one category Nintendo's gonna win best family game, and he's like, I think this should be a 0.
It's a 1. Yeah.
Like even if you get it right, nobody cares.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go with the Last of Us. Why not?
Season 2.
Yep.
2. Okay.
Dude, how did Sonic get snubbed? Sonic 3.
I don't know.
Didn't that come out in December?
I thought that was
Probably if it came out in December, that would be why.
No, December last year.
Oh,
After the
that-
Game Awards. I'm
Again,
almost
that's
positive.
also why. That's also why.
Yeah,
It was last year.
That is
I know
silly.
it counts, but like they're not counting it. They're not even thinking about Sonic 3 anymore.
That's so silly. How
Yeah.
dare them? I just
Uh,
wanted
best
Jim Carrey
multiplayer.
at the Game Awards again.
Yeah, that would be great.
Best multiplayer. Bird, what are we thinking for points?
This is intense.
3 points.
3. Okay.
I'm gonna be giving a lot of 3s. I feel like
That's
I'm gonna be
okay, yeah.
saving 5s for like the big ones.
That's
okay.
what that's
That's
generally meant for. But
Yep.
I'm gonna go split fiction.
Split fiction. Okay. This one we might have some different picks on. Best sports and racing.
3, I'll say again.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
I've actually played all these games now. Officially. I have played every single
Oh,
one. of
have
these
you?
games. Yeah.
Nice.
Advantage.
I don't know if that
Let's go
helps for
I don't know. Let's go with
deciding
that.
what media is going to
F1.
vote. F1?
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Just cause.
F1. 25. I mean, clearly the answer is Madden.
No, right. Obviously.
But-
Best
oh.
sim strategy.
Mm,
I'll say 3 again.
This would be like a 20 pointer for me.
Right.
It's like one of my favorite categories.
It's not to devalue it.
It's okay.
I love
Okay, Mohr.
strategy games.
The only one that I would probably actually play on that one's probably Civ.
I literally was already typing Civ.
Yeah.
I'm like, he said the one that he would play. Okay,
Yep.
well, that's Civ 7.
Yep. Or a game that I've played in the past.
Yeah.
Oh God, best family.
Best family game. Here we go. Let's
3
see how
points.
GameBird's valuing this one. Another 3-pointer. Sorry, Nintendo.
We're about to go up soon.
Okay.
God.
About to go up soon in categories Nintendo's not part of.
This is generally a Nintendo dominated category. So I kind of have to say Donkey Kong Bonanza, but part of me is feeling like Lego Party is a possibility, but I'm going to go with Donkey Kong.
So my logic for Donkey Kong at the spot, it's the only award it's up for, and it's also up for Game of the Year. So
I mean,
if it
yeah,
can't win
right.
its own category, then it can't be up for Game of the Year.
Absolutely.
Doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Now, if it was up for other awards, then I'd be like, oh, okay, well, might not get this one. Best fighting game.
Best fighting.
3 points.
Oh, I thought for sure he was going to go 4.
As I say,
on that one.
he goes 4 over
Yeah, right.
Sim and
Yeah, right.
strategy. I'm like
Right.
pissed.
Oh gosh. Let's go with Fatal Fury. Why not?
Fatal Fury. All right.
Because I have no clue.
The best RPG
Best
for
RPG.
for Iraq.
Make me
4
happy,
points.
Eric.
I mean, no question.
Well, how many points is this worth
Yeah,
for
right.
starters?
4 points.
Of course.
I mean, here's the
got-
thing. The caliber of these entries. I understand there's a
mean,
Game of the Year
not
nominated
wrong.
family game and stuff, but the fighting one was multiple collection.
The caliber of games.
this-
Sim and
This is
strategy?
one where, like, I don't want to. I know a lot of people are like, this is going to be the Claire Obscure Awards, and I think that the game is deserving of all the flowers. But I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of the categories, not to give any hints or anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if in one of these categories, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 snubbed something. I would
Yeah,
not
I
be
mean,
surprised.
I was kind of leaning that same way.
What's your pick?
I was kind of leaning that same way, GameBird. I'm pretty sure we all know kind of which way the Game of the Year is going to go. Which means it gives it, possibility of not winning some of the other ones, which is why I think I'm going to go with the Outer Worlds too.
The Outer Worlds 2. All right, gotcha.
Why not?
Best action adventure.
Best action adventure.
4 points.
4. Got her. Eric.
Silk Song.
Silk Song. All right.
Action game.
Action game.
4 points.
Hades Dos.
Hades Best VR AR.
Oh Lord.
2 points.
So say you get the same as Sim and strategy. We're no longer friends.
Just because I like the poster, I like Midnight Walk.
Okay.
Because that freaking up thing is kind of awesome.
All right. Best mobile game.
1 point.
Damn.
I mean,
So sorry, phone gamers.
yeah. Not real gamers, anyways. No, I'm just kidding. Totally joking. That's most of the games that I do.
What does ThunderStash enter the chat? Because that's something he would throw out there.
I know.
Quick. You both are filling in nicely.
Yeah,
tonight.
right. Let's do Destiny Rising.
Destiny Rising. All right. All right. Best debut indie game.
4 points.
Ooh, motherfucker. Okay.
Ooh.
It's the big one now.
It's gotta be Blueprints, I think.
Okay. Not a bad choice. I think it's up for game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Best independent game. Points?
I give my first 5-pointer.
Oh, 5? Okay.
Yeah.
Should I?
Right.
What do you guys think?
I already typed it in.
Yeah.
It's done.
I mean,
sealed.
All right, it's
It's
done.
a pretty decent group of games.
Yeah, it's a big
Let's
category. And a lot of amazing titles. This is the
No, I agree.
Yes.
There's a lot of dang good
Ball pit selected. All right. Best community support.
best community support.
2 points.
Yeah.
2 points. Eric.
Helldivers. Ooh, why not?
All right.
I have no. I'm
Yeah,
just
you're fine.
grabbing things.
Best
Why not?
ongoing game.
Ongoing.
I'm gonna say 3 points.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know.
Eric.
Yeah. No.
Oh, you were really debating that over there.
I was.
Marvel Rivals. Just cause.
All right. Now we got the back-to-back to the awards that always have the same thing winning every time.
Yeah.
Games for Impact.
I'll give this one 3 points.
South of Midnight.
All right. Innovation and accessibility.
2 points.
Let's go with Doom.
Doom. The Dark Ages. All right.
Best
Best performance is voice acting, baby.
5 points.
Oh, here we go.
Jeez.
Can't say we ain't appreciating the voice actors around here.
Right.
You're at the same ranking as Game of the Year, baby.
Yeah.
I recognize.
This is a big category because this is a huge key part to the immersion in the game, and this is an extremely tough year to vote for, in my opinion, to vote for best performance. This is a tough vote.
3 of them are from the same game.
Yeah.
Right.
I wonder what Game of the Year.
Yeah. Right.
The only way they don't win, someone from Expedition 33 doesn't win this one, is because the votes are split, so they cancel each other out.
Yeah. Right. Let's go with Jennifer English.
Jennifer English. All right. All right.
Audio design.
Audio design.
5 points.
Oof.
All right.
Best in-game audio and sound design.
Get ready. Bird's getting wild over here.
Silent Hill F.
Silent
Why
Hill
not?
F. Hey, I think that's who I voted for too, because the game's nothing without its sound design.
Best score in music.
Yeah.
5 points.
5.
5.
Toma.
Toma. I'm just gonna write Toma.
We'll know which one it is.
All right.
Art direction.
That's bothering me now.
What?
5
I gotta
points.
have it.
Okay.
You gotta have it. I didn't do it for any of the other ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, best art direction.
5 points.
So this is gonna be a theme.
Ooh, this is a tight one. Let's go with Hades 2.
Okay.
I am
You're
probably
best
nowhere
best
near.
narrative.
5 points.
Okay, so let's go with Claire Obscure. Because it's got to win something else besides just game.
So say you haven't voted for anything else.
The
I'm like,
story is so good in that game. Oh my
Performance.
God.
So
I can't wait to play it. I'm planning to
Oh
play
my
it
god, I can't wait for you to
early
play
next
it.
year. Yeah, it's gonna be great.
all right.
Thanks.
we had
Best game direction. Yep.
5 points.
Okay, and then probably Claire Obscure again. I'm thinking it's just going to end out the last of the three here.
You're voting that for game of the
Yeah.
year too.
Yeah.
I'm changing the rules. 10 points, game of the year.
I'm okay with that.
Fine.
10 points.
We should all, dude. Imagine
yeah.
that we all vote for Xbox 3,
And
then
it's
it doesn't
not.
win.
Yeah, right.
So none of us get it. We're all just like, wait a second.
What?
We just thought that was a freebie.
Yeah, right.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What just happened? All right. Well, that's it then for Eric. I guess we could have the GameBird go, then I'll go, and then we'll play Stash's video.
Oh, God. I'm nervous. All right. Whoops. All right. Wait, did we skip player's choice?
Oh,
Or we just-
ones.
Yeah, we didn't do.
It's Grand Theft Auto for me.
The
so.
player's choice one should be up. We'll put it at the end.
Oh,
here.
it wasn't listed as a actual.
It's because it's separate from the.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh.
Eric, how many points for that one?
It was 5.
5. Okay. And then
It was like our free 5.
Eric, what would you choose for that one? You have to go like at the top. It's player's voice,
Oh, got it.
and then you can go.
Close that. No. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I got an idea.
You can do everything within one tab, Eric.
I am.
I know. I don't ask me what he's doing right now. He's messing with the code, which I don't understand what this has to do with him clicking on view.
What?
But it was.
Where? View categories, dumbass. It brings me back to the categories.
This is hilarious. Who are the finalists for the Player's Voice 2025?
No, I will get it.
You will
Watch
get
me work
it.
my magic, bitch.
Well, I got it. It's
This
actually
is all at my expense. My
Impact,
flow.
Hollow Knight, and Wuthering Waves.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Watch
And
me work my magic, bitch.
I literally spent all of
No,
5.
not player's voice. It wasn't player's voice. It's the most anticipated. Wasn't that the first one?
We did that one. This is
Oh,
one we
okay,
didn't
yeah.
do.
Yeah, this is one we didn't do. Voice.
Yeah. So get it in, Eric. What do you want?
God, I mean, just round it out with Claire Obscure again.
All right. Sounds good. All right. I got that up for Eric. All right. Now we're back to GameBird for best esports team.
Yeah, my player's voice is Claire Obscure as well.
Your players' voices? Okay, I'll go type that in.
I mean, yeah, it makes
Claire
sense
Obscure.
to start there. Yeah.
All right. Esports. I'm going to go with Gen G.
Gen G. Got it. Next, we have athlete.
Athlete. Let's see. I'm going to go with Chovy.
Chovy. Okay. Best esports game.
I'm going to go with Valorant.
All right. Content creator of the year. The most important one.
I only know who Moist Critical is, so I'm just going to go with Moist Critical because it's the only person I've
enough.
heard of
I
before.
mean, I know who Kai. I've heard of Kai before, but
All right, got you down. Here we go. Big one. 5-pointer. Most anticipated.
It's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. Funnily enough, though, of this list, it is my least anticipated game.
mm-hmm.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
Great.
The Wolverine, Resident Evil, and Witcher 4 are like super high on my list for anticipated game. I am so, especially Wolverine, guys. That trailer looked freaking epic.
Yeah,
love me some X-Men. I'm a big X-Men
yes,
fan,
X-Men, love it, love X-Men.
X-Men.
Playing the demo of Resident Evil is freaking awesome. I know GameBird, unfortunately, but
best adaptation.
I'm gonna guess. Listen, it should be Sonic 3. But my guess is gonna go Last of Us 2, just based on the property it's covering and the caliber of the show.
All right. Best multiplayer.
Best multiplayer. I picked Arc Raiders.
Like that one.
Okay. Best sports and racing game.
Borst. The best sports and racing game is going to be Mario Kart World this year.
all right.
It's going on in the list.
Controversial pick, but
Yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to win.
Why not?
All right.
Yeah, that's how they get Nintendo's other game.
Did we skip over one or is this in
No.
order?
I feel like we did skip one. Yeah, best sim. Your favorite category you skipped.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Right next to it. Right there.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
This was the first hard one for me. So I have a tie between two games here. Final Fantasy Tactics and the Altars. But I have to make a decision.
Flip a coin.
And no.
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 No. I have to listen to Destiny. And Destiny tells me that Final Fantasy Tactics is going to win.
Fair enough.
I don't know as popular as Altars is and as cool as the premise is. I think Tactics has it.
All right. Got it. Now best family
Since
game.
I'm dead inside.
Just out of nowhere.
Listen, this is another one. When we went over the descriptions of these categories, like this is one that like kind of like bothers me because I feel like out of these games, the winner is an easy Donkey Kong Bonanza, which is my pick to win. But when I think of family game, I do think of, and we talked about this, games you could play with the whole family.
Yeah, that's like the opposite for that
Yeah.
game. It's like no, Lego Party.
Lego Party would be
should win that.
Yes, should.
Like literally should be the winner.
But yeah, Donkey Kong gets my vote
Technically, you
here.
could play Mario Kart with the whole family.
See, I think Donkey Kong Bonanza should have been up for like best action adventure or something.
Yeah, right.
You know, but whatever. I didn't get to vote. Maybe someday. Best fighting.
Best fighting.
2X KO.
2X. Something like that. Good enough.
Add symbol.
Best RPG. It's a tough one.
This is a tough one because I feel like Claire Obscure Expedition 33 makes the most sense, but I also know that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 was a groundbreaking RPG that blew people's minds. The amount of just the overall game design and different situations and things you could miss or things that you might see that other people won't see on their playthrough based on how you play. Really in depth. Man, it's either that or Claire. I'm going to go with Claire because Claire Obscure is RPG through and through, but I'm not 100% convinced that that one's in the bag.
Okay.
I do think
Expedition 33 is down. Best action adventure, baby.
Best action adventure. I'm going with Silk Song for this one.
The Silky Songy. All right. Best action game. Oh, this is where I think Bonanza should have been up, but you know, what do I know?
Hades 2.
Hades 2. All right. Best VR AR.
I have no idea, but the Midnight Walk looks cool, so I'm picking the Midnight Walk. It looks cool.
Yep, that does look awesome.
I think ThunderStash said too that he played it and it was pretty neat, but
Yeah.
I might be thinking of someone else.
That's possible.
Best mobile game. I don't know if we should even be asking you. Your level of care for this category is clearly quite low.
Yeah, this is the one I might give a 0.
Well,
I'd say I'm gonna go with Wuthering Waves.
Sweet. All right, gotcha.
Let's see, where's my list?
Best debut indie. It's a 4-pointer. Big dog.
Claire Obscure.
All right. Best independent game.
Claire Obscure.
Best community support.
I picked No Man's Sky.
Okay. Best ongoing.
I used to call this the Final Fantasy 14 award because I feel like it used to win every year. But this time I'm going to go with Fortnite.
I think it's the right answer. Hard to argue. Games for Impact.
This was another tie for me. This is like the saddest game of the year award generally. I had it between Consume Me and South of Midnight, which I think are both viable picks. Ultimately, I'm going with South of Midnight.
Mm-hmm. All right. Innovation and accessibility.
Assassin's Creed Shadows.
All right. Now we get to our big ones. 5-pointers. Best performance.
For me, this was between two people. This is another tiebreaker. It's between Troy Baker and Jennifer English, and I'm going with Jennifer English for my pick.
All right. Next up, best audio design. Another fiber.
So this one I thought a lot on, and let me see. What did I choose? Okay. Silent Hill seems like a great pick. I've also heard that the audio design in Battlefield is phenomenal, but I think that this might be one that Death Stranding takes. So I'm going to give best audio design to Death Stranding. I have not played Death Stranding 2, but I know Kojima is very technical with that stuff and puts a lot of extra care and thought into those types of that part of game design. So my expectation is that Death Stranding killed it in that area.
Got it. All right. Next up is best score and music.
Claire Obscure. So Lorraine Testard.
Got it.
Lorraine Testard.
Best art direction.
This is another one that I have as a tie between Claire Obscure and Death Stranding. I'm going to go with Claire Obscure.
Yep. What a shocker. I think you've gone with it almost every time. Best narrative.
My last tie. And my hardest tie of the whole list. Claire Obscure and Death Stranding 2. And I feel Oh wait, sorry, narrative. Whoops.
Yeah,
Claire
narrative.
Obscure. I jumped ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Claire Obscure.
I think he's got the sweep on right now.
Yep. This is my hardest category of the whole thing. Because I feel like this is going to end up being the Kojima award this year. Like,
Yeah.
I know there's great game design. Actually, I'm not going to tell my thought process. I'm going with Death Stranding 2 on this one. I think it's the Kojima award.
And it just cost him there. Game of the year. Expedition, I'm assuming. Or am I assuming incorrect?
Expedition 33.
Okay.
You assume correct?
I wanted to make sure. All right, we'll get to our game predictions at the end because Eric hasn't given his yet either. Okay, so then it's back to the top for me. I didn't pre-write any of these down, but you guys know I did live picks, but those were picks about who I wanted to win versus who I think is going to actually win. And I see, the best esports team, not that I pay a ton of attention, but for some reason, I've heard of the name Team Vitality. So I'm going to go with Team Vitality. Just because I've heard of them.
Fair enough.
Don't know much about them. But best esports athlete. Again, this is one of those things where I don't know any of this stuff. But I do know Valorant's really popular. So let's go with Forsaken.
Okay. Fair enough.
On that one. I feel like Valorant's going to get a lot of play this year, which again gets to the best esports game. And I feel like that's going to end up going to I think that's going to go to Valorant. Content creator of the year. This is easy for me. It's going to Kai Cenat. It's quite interesting. I don't like that category because it's just live streamers. That's all it ever is. Most anticipated game. Look, it's GTA 6. This is mainstream media, right? GTA 6. Like there's no and like GameBird, it's my least anticipated of all the games on that list.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. It's not. I'm voting for what's going to win. It's going to be GTA 6.
Right.
Yep.
Like I'm not giving up that 5 points.
Right.
Best adaptation. The sad thing is I thought all of these sucked. So it's going to be a Minecraft movie.
Okay.
I think here's the thing.
Black.
Even if you haven't seen the movie, okay?
Chicken
Jockey.
Yeah.
You don't even have to play the game.
Yeah.
It was a phenomenon. It was a phenomenon in movie theaters. As it made mainstream news, that alone is going to be like, oh yeah, this got the most recognition.
I mean, you're not wrong on that one.
So I'm going to go Minecraft. That's my logic there.
It's
probably one of the
pretty
worst
solid
on that
logic.
list. But my kids love the movie.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's who it's made for.
Yeah, right.
So, all right, best multiplayer. This is always tough because one, Elden Ring Night Rain shouldn't even be on here. Shouldn't even be. I don't even know what the fuck that game's doing on this list. It's just their cachet of the name Elden Ring. It's not a good game. Shouldn't be there. Peak is really good. Played that after our PAX West trip because they were advertising it heavy in the content creator room. I'm like, I give it a try. Peak is actually really good. Very simplistic, but very fun. Split Fiction's amazing. Like if it was my choice, it'd be Split Fiction. Like in terms of just what one should win.
Mm-hmm.
And look, they're former Game of the Year winners and stuff like that. So yeah, we love the guy. But to me, it's between Arc Raiders and Battlefield 6, and I would just go Arc Raiders right away because I feel like that's the one that surprised people the most. But Battlefield 6. Dude, it's taking a chunk out of Call of Duty this year because of how good it is, which doesn't happen very often. But I got to think, this is mainstream media. They're not going to vote Elden Ring. They probably won't go with Peak. They'll probably go Arc Raiders. It's mainstream media. So we'll go Arc Raiders. This one I wasn't sure on, but I got to consider who's voting. Trying to win over here. Okay, best sports or racing. This is the toss-up because to be honest, I have never paid attention if there's any consistent pattern in how Game Awards votes on this. to know like which games the reviewers tend to favor. So I'm just going to assume it's Mario Kart World, only because I think that there could be some gamemanship here where Jeff Keighley wants Nintendo to be a little happy. So win the only 2 awards you're up for. But beyond that, I also think that it's the only game of all the ones on this list. And let's just be honest about this. And I've been paying attention outside of Nintendo. It's the only one still being talked about that's on this list. Now, I'll give Sonic a little bump. It did get a little bump because Switch 2 version just came out. But yeah. Then Mario Kart's going to get that one. Next, Best Sim and Strategy. This is about what one they're going to vote for, not one I think should win. It sucks because it's one of my favorite categories every year. These are all amazing.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to lean a little more mainstream and go with Final Fantasy Tactics. I just got a feeling it reviewed very well. I personally don't think it should qualify because it's technically not a new game, but that's not how the rules work. So the rules are what the rules are, and I think they're going to vote for Final Fantasy Tactics.
Are you sure about that? They seem to change them almost every year.
Well, they do, but whatever.
But to just meet whatever they feel like.
Look, we talked about this before. Best family game.
Yeah.
Look, it's DK Bonanza on this list. I have issues with this list every year because one, I don't think Donkey Kong Bonanza is really a family game. Is it a game that everyone in the family can play individually? Sure. Does it have a smidge of co-op? I guess it's kind of lame co-op, but it's there.
Yeah.
But like to me, a family game has always been a game you sit down and play together. So that's why party games to me have always kind of felt like the way to go with this. Like Lego Party is going to win nothing, even though it probably should because it's better than Mario Party. That said, Split Fiction is the one I want to win, but like in no way would I ever consider that to even be a family game. Dude, there's some very adult themes in that game. It's not intended for all ages. I'm just saying. Anyways, next up, the category that I know the least about because I'm just not a fan is fighting games.
Yep.
So we see a Fatal Fury pick, a 2X KO pick. I don't know how they tend to vote on these things. So I'm just going to say Mortal Kombat, just because it's popular and I know it's the classic collection, but
yeah,
that's why I don't even think it should qualify.
Right.
But it's popular, so I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat. Best RPG. Now this is tough. This one is tough. Like I really want to say Kingdom Come Deliverance too. So bad.
It might. Just saying, this was tough for me. Prime.
I so badly want to say Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It is up for Game of the Year, so that you figure, it must win something somewhere. Maybe this is what it wins. But I'm like, just imagining a world where Claire Expedition wins Game of the Year but didn't win Best RPG. Just doesn't even make sense. Like
that's the Game Awards, though.
Like,
it's the Game Awards.
Yeah, it just doesn't even make sense. But to be honest, guys, I made my decision days ago going in. Every award Expedition 33 is up is what I'm picking. Just every single one. I honestly think it's going 13-0. I don't think it loses a single category it's in. But then we get to a category where it's not in. And this is where things get tricky. Because I thought, I'm just going to be spamming Control V on Clear Expedition for a while. Then we immediately get to a really tough category that it's not part of.
Yeah, right.
Which, by the way, it should not be part of this category. So this one's interesting. A lot of great games on here. Silk Song feels like such an obvious choice. But I think this is where Death Stranding 2 gets its win. Is right here. Because it's up for Game of the Year. And this is where it gets its one win.
I hate that.
Lose the Claire and everything else.
Fair enough.
It's a walking simulator. It's not an action adventure.
It's up for the category.
It is up for the category.
I go off what I think they're going to vote. Okay, they voted it in.
Yeah.
Remember, they created this.
Yep.
Best action game. This is tough. I mean, Hades 2 is like the best one on the list, but do I really think they're going to vote Hades 2 over? I can believe they might do it over Ninja Gaiden.
I think it's between two games, honestly.
The problem is what throws me off is they included Battlefield.
That's weird.
Like it's a weird
So
inclusion, but it's so popular. So they either included it because they just really like the game and they wanted to get a win somewhere, so it's going to get a win here, or they couldn't think of enough action games, so they had to throw something else in.
Which is weird because they have 4 on the one.
So
I don't know why they couldn't just do
because
4.
like to me, it's between Hades 2 and Doom: The Dark Ages. I think it's very clearly between those two. Although to be fair, I haven't played the Shinobi one, so that one's probably really good too. Based on
Shinobi's phenomenal. I
based on
think
my prior experience. Yeah.
I think Shinobi is definitely a possibility here. It was that good.
But it's like God, Battlefield 6 is really throwing me off. Like it just shouldn't even be here.
You think there's a reason they put it in?
Yeah, so it gets a win, so they could recognize a studio beating out Call of Duty. Even though Call of Duty's not even up for the award, well, guess what? You didn't even get nominated.
Sometimes you got to take a chance, Primal.
Yeah,
we're going Battlefield 6. It is a 4-pointer, so this could be a turning point for me.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it.
I'm sure you are.
If you get this one right,
it
would be pretty epic because like no one's mentioned it. We'll see what Stash mentions.
Yeah, there's no way Stash picked Battlefield 6 there. No way. If he did, I will be shocked. All right, best VR AR. Glad this is only worth 2 because fuck if I know what the fuck is going on. So I'm just gonna go with the one that has the female Ghost.
There you go.
I wanted to go with Alien because it's Alien.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So that was my
Marvel's Deadpool. Okay.
But I that cup in the Midnight Walk.
Best mobile game.
Awesome.
It's kind of bullshit. Should be a 5-pointer. Be a fucking 5-pointer. And you know what's sad? It's not a 5-pointer, but he got the answer right anyways. It's going to be Wuthering Waves. It is very good. And it sucks that I don't get 5 for that, but I guess it prevents GameBird from getting 5 as well. So, you know, as Moz would say, well, you know, I don't have to sit next to Jim. Yeah.
Listen, if you want to start discussing mobile game news on the podcast, I'm willing to bump the points up next year.
No, this is the one you were talking about with 4.
Yeah.
So they had 5. One dropped out.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
because he didn't think it was right.
Right.
He's made other games before.
Right. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Okay, I mean, come on. I said anything Expedition 33 is up for.
Yeah.
That there is no question.
Okay. Which then is the next not debut.
I actually feel bad that Expedition 33 is up for so many awards because I do think it's going to win them all. And like all these games, like Absalom and Bollock's Pit not getting recognized, Blueprints winning fuck all because of Clear Expedition being up for all the same awards. It's like does not feel right to me.
Didn't we have a year there where? Didn't we have a year once where a game nearly swept but then didn't win Game of the Year? I feel like we did once.
Probably, but I don't think that's this year. Records are being set. It's going 13-0. Best community support. I always think this is a tough category because it's about, you know, how well they actually like communicate to the community and how responsive they are and like social media activity. And like I look at all this and I go, dude, who's more responsive than Epic for Fortnite? They literally are on nonstop, 1 billion updates a day. They're so responsive. And if you've ever had a kind of customer support like I have, extremely responsive there too. Like, you know, I'm not. This isn't to knock the other games; they probably are fine as well. But it's just kind of like I feel like it's obvious because it's obvious it won't win. So because it's obvious, we're gonna go Baldur's Gate 3 because I have no fucking idea why that game is still up for any award. It's a single player. You beat it and you're done. I mean, you can do all these multiple playthroughs, but these aren't like the rest are like multiplayer games.
There's like a mod community and stuff like that. So
I don't care. Dude, it's a single player game among a bunch of multiplayer games. I don't know what we're doing.
All right, move on. Next.
Cool.
It's like Battlefield. They put it in there to give. They're trying to find a way to give Baldur's Gate yet another award.
Yep. Ongoing.
Best ongoing. I mean, it should be Fortnite, but it won't win. I think because Sony hasn't won any awards, it gets it here for Helldivers too. Like
Fair
Sony
enough.
usually wins awards here, but so far I don't think they're going to win jack shit. So they got to win one category. So there you go. Sony can win best ongoing. Games to Impact didn't play a damn one of these.
Either did I.
So Wander Stop it is.
Fair enough. I do like that poster.
Like, 1950s vibe.
Yeah.
It could have been another
Yeah.
Cuphead. I probably would have went for
I
that.
mean, yeah.
Fucking love the 1950s vibe.
Right.
All right, innovation and accessibility. Don't know shit about this stuff because I don't use any of the accessibility options ever in any video game that's ever existed because I'm not a handicap. Nothing wrong with being handicapped, but I'm not. So I'm the worst person to even have a conversation about what games should be doing to be accessible to others. But I will say this. Never has there been a game series that has held people's hands as much as Assassin's Creed Shadows.
You say that, but once we've gotten all of our votes, I'm going to tell you something I read about one of the games on this list and why I didn't pick the game, but the description was very interesting. Well, I guess I can say it now.
Sure, go for it.
Because Stash is pre-recorded.
Yep.
So I tried to do quick research like about some of the accessibility options on the games, and for Atomfall, I was able to pull something up that said Atomfall is the most accessible game ever created to date. And I was like, oh wow, that seems like the go-to pick. It literally claimed it was the most accessible game ever developed to date.
Well,
we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if the media agrees with you. That probably also isn't using any of these options. But,
I didn't pick it. I just thought it was interesting.
Best performance. So I picked I remember who I picked that I wanted to win. I wanted it to be Ben Starr, but I truly think, again, another Claire, it's going to be Jennifer English. I think it's just very obvious. That's who's
I'm
going to win.
surprised no one said Troy Baker yet, to be honest.
I'm kind of wondering if that's
I want him. A Stash might have won Troy. Yeah. He's an amazing indie. I just don't think he's going to win the vote. That's all. This is about the vote. This isn't about who I want to win. Best audio design. Again, look, if Claire Expedition 33 is up, it wins.
Fair enough.
I'm the only one so far to pick it for that category. So,
yep.
Best score in music. Again, Claire's here.
No. Yeah.
I mean, all these Expedition 33 ones I'm seeing. So, best art direction, Expedition 33. Best narrative, Expedition 33. Best game direction, Expedition 33. Game of the year, Expedition 33. Player's bullet choice, Expedition 33.
Yeah,
done.
I mean,
simple, easy. Look,
I mean,
I expect to hear Expedition 33 uttered a lot tomorrow. Some of these awards are going to be Expedition 33 won, and then it's just going to start rattling off like 10 awards. This is how he gets the show to be shorter. He only got to say them one time before Game of the Year. Like he'll say, "Oh, they won Best RPG. Oh, and they also won blah 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 blah." It's like every major 5-point category just gets fucking rushed out in 2 seconds because Expedition won all of them. Yeah,
let's carry all that off the stage.
Anyways, all right.
They just wheel out a card of awards.
Ash. Now, if I remember right, we had audio issues last time I did this. I might have to listen on my phone.
Do we want to do our picks?
No, we'll wait till after Stash.
Okay.
We'll do the picks last.
So then I will close out of this.
Yep, and I probably need to get the podcast up on my phone, or I won't be able to hear. If I remember.
Oh yeah.
We had audio looping issues last time I had to do it this way.
Yeah. Are you Prime? Are you going to be streaming the show tomorrow on the channel?
That is the plan, but I'm not 100% for sure.
Okay.
Depends on if I can figure out my kids' stuff. Basically, I need someone to pick up my kids at 5:30.
If you are, I know you'll be tallying the points. You'll have to shoot me a text. You're screwed halfway through the show.
If not by me, by Eric, by somebody. It'll be open.
Yeah,
just
someone
casually paying attention. Putting a mark.
Hopefully, one of the show cameras pans
all
across.
Right. And here is ThunderStash Gaming.
You're right.
Friends, I wish I could be on the podcast tonight doing these predictions with you guys
sharp.
live, but I am out of town on a special work trip. One of those trips that I can't talk about just yet, but trust me, it's a good one. I'll be back home tomorrow night, and we'll be watching the Game Awards together live, just like always. So tonight here on Saturday, December 6th, I have pre-recorded all of my predictions. Let's jump into them. Now, real quick, before we get into my Game Awards predictions, I just want to lay out the logic behind the choices I'm making this year, because these nominations, I think, tell a very clear story. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is the most nominated game in Game Awards history, and I genuinely believe that is intentional. In an industry where big AAA studios are spending $500 million, taking 6 to 10 years to release a single game, and pushing live service models for constant revenue, Expedition 33 represents the exact opposite. This is a true artistic statement from an indie studio. No bloated budget, no live service hooks, a full, complete AAA quality experience, sold at $49.99, which is almost rebellious in 2025, similar to what Silksong did, releasing their game at $20. I think Jeff Keighley and his voting body want to send a message to the industry, and that's that you don't need to spend $300 million and have endless crunch to make one of the best games in the world. Expedition 33 proves that vision, and I think it's going to dominate for that reason. Now, I will give an explanation on the nominee I picked, but I won't do it for all of them because, look, hey, some of them I am definitely guessing. For best esports game, I'm going to go with League of Legends. I feel like it's the safe and most logical pick here. It has the largest competitive ecosystem, the biggest player base, and continues to anchor esports globally. So when all else fails, like, hopefully consistency wins. For Content Creator of the Year, I am going to go with Kai Cenat because he has the biggest mainstream reach out of anyone on the list. He's the most viral creator in the world right now, and that kind of influence really matters for this category. But here's the part that I think people are going to overlook. The Game Awards are streaming on Amazon Prime for the very first time, and having Kai nominated and potentially winning brings a brand new audience to the show. So even if only a small percentage of his fan base tunes in, that's still a massive spike in viewership. Kai is a magnet for mainstream attention. This is what I would call a blue ocean strategy being used for the Game Awards because it expands the Game Awards' reach into markets they haven't fully tapped yet. From a growth standpoint, exposure, and just from a pure relevance standpoint, I think Kai is the most logical pick. For most anticipated game, guys, this should be easy, right? It's GTA 6, and as long as it releases in 2026, we'll have a new winner for this category next year. But if it somehow gets delayed again and doesn't make that November 19th, 2026 date, and it comes out in 2027, then you can pencil this one in again to win. For Best Action Adventure, I'm going with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle because, look, nothing says adventure like Indiana Jones. And the crazy part is the game actually earns it. You guys know because I reviewed this game last year. The immersion, the story, the pacing, the set pieces, it's better than the last two indie movies. And honestly, from a story perspective, it stands right next to Raiders and The Last Crusade. When a game captures the true spirit of Indiana Jones better than Hollywood has in years, that's a real adventure game, and I think the panel is going to recognize that. For Best RPG, I've got Clair Obscur because it has to win this category if it's going to win Game of the Year, right? Logically speaking, this is a foundational win. It makes sense, but again, sometimes these picks go completely against logic, but I'm going to stick with Clair Obscur, Best RPG. For Best Fighting Game, look, here's the honest truth. I could totally see the panel doing something completely illogical and giving it to 2XKO. And not because it deserves it, but because this is exactly the kind of category where the voting board sometimes makes the strangest choices, to say it kindly. 2XKO isn't fully released, it's not playable on consoles, and it's still in early access. And yet, because Riot Games has so much industry momentum, and because the game looks modern and stylish and it vibes, I could absolutely see the board getting caught up in the hype and picking it anyway, even though it makes no sense whatsoever on paper. This is one of those categories where we've seen the Game Awards go with the flashy choice instead of the logical one. But realistically, I don't think that's what happens. The smart ground-up pick, and the one that actually honors the fighting game genre, is Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. It's complete, it's widely played, it has an awesome documentary included, it celebrates one of the most iconic franchises ever made, and it feels like the kind of legacy recognition award the panel gives when they want to acknowledge history and quality. So while I could see them going off the rails with 2XKO because of the vibes, my actual prediction is Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. All right, for best family game, Donkey Kong Bonanza is my pick. Nintendo dominates this category for a reason. Bonanza brings classic Nintendo charm, it's got the co-op, and multi-generational accessibility. For millions of players, Nintendo is family gaming. I talked about this in my review of DK Bonanza. All right, for best strategy sim, I am picking Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Final Fantasy Tactics is one of the greatest strategy RPGs ever made. If the Game Awards existed back in 1998 when it launched on the PS1, it would have won that year easily. And this remaster finally gives the industry a chance to give this classic the flowers it deserves. It's sitting at an 88 on Metacritic, the reception is fantastic, and it's still the gold standard for tactical RPG design. And if you want to learn more about the game, go watch my review. Now, here's where things could get completely illogical though. I could see the judging panel giving it to Civ 7, not because it makes sense, but because it doesn't make sense. Civ 7 has the lowest Metacritic score in the entire history of the series, a 79, and here's the crazy part. The very same outlets that reviewed the game and gave it that low Metacritic score are the exact outlets voting in the Game Awards. So logically, this should disqualify Civ 7 from winning, right? But because it would make absolutely no sense whatsoever, that's exactly why I could see the panel doing it. The Game Awards sometimes picks based on franchise weight instead of which game actually delivered. But for me, the deserving and meaningful winner is Final Fantasy Tactics, and if you ask me, Final Fantasy has much more franchise weight than Civ. It's a masterpiece, it's aged beautifully. This is the perfect moment for the industry to finally recognize it. Alright, for best sports racing game, the obvious answer, right? Mario Kart World, and honestly, nothing beats Nintendo in this category when they show up. Mario Kart World is an amazing game, and I'll continue to say it. When it's all said and done, this is going to be the best Mario Kart game ever made. And I've been saying this long before it was even announced on the podcast, that Mario Kart World is absolutely being positioned as an evergreen title, something Nintendo can support for years with new content, new tracks, new ideas, and use it as a title to do cross promotions. And the important thing is that the foundation here is already rock solid. The gameplay is great, it looks great, the music is fantastic, and it has the legs to grow into the definitive Mario Kart experience, and that's the most important part. So with that kind of potential and the kind of quality right out of the gate, I think Mario Kart World is the clear and logical winner for best sports racing. For best multiplayer, I'm gonna go with Arc Raiders, and this feels like a vibe pick, in my opinion, by the board. Arc Raiders has a lot of buzz and momentum right now. You could even say it's about to arc. Battlefield and Split Fiction are very close contenders, but Arc Raiders feels like the Game Awards style choice here. For best adaptation, I'm gonna go with The Last of Us Season 2. And The Last of Us has become kind of an awards machine. Even if Season 1 was better, and I think it was, Season 2 still carries HBO level production value and prestige. Compared to the competition, I think it's the most established and most universally recognized narrative adaptation on the list. Plus, WB owns HBO, so anything tied to HBO is going to be in the algorithm, and The Last of Us winning helps drive more viewers to the Game Awards. For Best Action Game, I'm going to go with Hades 2. Hades 2 landed an incredible 95 on Metacritic, and with how much people obsess over Metacritic scores, I'm surprised it's not talked about more. But you gotta look at it this way, a lot of the outlets who submitted those scores, again, those are the same people voting in the Game Awards. So Hades is a favorite among both the fans and the critical board. The first game was universally loved, and Hades 2, again, it's one of the highest rated games. This feels like the most logical win. For Best VR AR Game, I think the mainstream pick is Alien Rogue Incursion because it's a big IP. lots of polish, tons of attention, but honestly, I could see the judges giving this one to Arcane Age, and that's the one I'm going to go with. The Game Awards panel usually leans towards the more artistic or innovative VR experiences, and Arcane Age fits that pattern perfectly. Right now, the way people mainly know VR is that it's for shooters and horror games, and this feels like the kind of VR title they would like to champion to show that VR isn't just shooters, horror games, and licensed games. For best mobile game, I'm going with Wuthering Waves because it's a very popular title around the world. I guess you could say it's creating waves, and that's why I'm picking it. Outside of that, I don't play mobile games, so I can't tell you from firsthand experience, and I don't want to. This is a research pick for me. Alright, for best indie game, this is one of the easiest calls of the night, right? Biggest debut, biggest explosion of momentum, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 should be a lock. That's my pick. Now, for best independent game, given this momentum, again, its nominations, it's industry-wide conversation, I'm going to go again with Clair Obscur Expedition 33. For best community support, I think the judges go with Final Fantasy again. I think no game communicates better with its players. The transparency, the live letters, the constant updates, and the overall goodwill are unmatched. Dawn Trail brought a huge wave of positive momentum this year, and the panel loves rewarding long-term community trust. Helldivers 2 had some very big moments. Fortnite is always strong, but when it comes to pure developer support, Final Fantasy I think is still the gold standard. For best ongoing game, I'm going to go with Marvel Rivals. But look, any of these games could win. I think this one is actually really close. The reason I'm picking Marvel Rivals is because they have a ton of TV and film content rolling out for Phase 6 next year, and I could just see them somehow winning. I could see the voting board changing things up and giving it to a mobile game to be different. For Games for Impact, I'm choosing South of Midnight as my pick. This is my prediction not just because South of Midnight is thematically rich and artistically distinct, love the art style in this game, but because this category has historically been used as a way to highlight meaningful messaging and give a major platform a prestige moment. Xbox hasn't had a strong awards present recently, and Games for Impact is the perfect spot for the Game Awards to rebalance things without touching the headline categories. South of Midnight is a new IP, narrative heavy, visually unique, and exactly the kind of game that presents well on stage. It also gives Xbox the opportunity to reinforce the Game Pass value proposition, which we've seen them do in past Game Awards. Play it day one on Game Pass, available everywhere Xbox goes, and of course, everything's an Xbox. So the Game Awards benefits from highlighting inclusivity and emotional storytelling. Xbox benefits from positive momentum heading into 2026. And the game itself has the artistic merit to actually justify the spotlight. For innovation in accessibility, I'm going to go with Assassin's Creed Shadows. I think Ubisoft delivered a meaningful suite of accessibility options. And look, I've spent 80 hours with the game. I've went through the accessibility options menu, and it goes on for a long time. And also, I think Ubisoft could really use a clear positive win, and this is the category where the work speaks for itself. All right, for best performance, I gotta go with Troy Baker because Troy Baker is Indiana Jones. This was the most convincing performance I've ever seen, and it is a tough task to take on the role of Harrison Ford as one of the most beloved on-screen characters in history. If you mess it up, fans will crucify you, but he absolutely nailed it. This should be the obvious pick, but the voting board sometimes gets voter fatigue and tries to spread the wins around. We see it in all facets of life, sports included. That's the only reason that this isn't a 100% lock, but in terms of pure performance, Troy Baker absolutely deserves it. For best audio design, this one I think Battlefield 6 takes it, but it could be Expedition 33. I think giving Expedition 33 the best score and giving Battlefield 6 the best audio design is the most logical balance, but we'll see. For best score and music, with that said, I'm going to go with Expedition 33 because it's been universally praised. I think it's great. And I think it's actually going to be one of the cleanest wins for Clair Obscur Expedition 33. For best art direction, again, I'm going to go with Expedition 33, and I think this is where it starts sweeping in a lot of awards. For best narrative, look, story is everything in RPGs, so how do you win best RPG without the best story, right? Again, logically speaking, Clair Obscur Expedition 33 should definitely win this. For best game direction, I'm going to go with Expedition 33. Death Stranding could win this, and I think some people think it will because of Jeff and Kojima's friendship. But if Expedition 33 wins, I think it gives more weight and legitimacy to the Game Awards. Alright, and now for my Game of the Year pick, and again, that's Clair Obscur Expedition 33. And why? Because this follows the narrative that I laid out at the beginning of my picks. Thankfully though, this game actually deserves Game of the Year, so in reality, Expedition 33 wins on multiple fronts because it both deserves to win, and it sends a message to the industry, and that message should help us, the consumer. And that wraps up my Game Award picks for this year. I'll see all of you tomorrow night when I get home from my trip. We'll be live streaming the show together and seeing how many of these predictions hit. And hey, let's see if I can repeat last year's performance because this trophy right here really wants a sequel.
All right.
I can't believe
I had to stick through for the trophy part. I'm like, I know he's gonna get it out. I know it.
he had some good picks. I'm surprised he didn't award a single Kojima award.
Yeah, he did not do that.
I cannot imagine. We'll have to see tomorrow, but I can't imagine a year where Kojima doesn't win, especially considering the first game won multiple awards with mixed reviews.
Yep. So Stash did miss out on 3 votes. I'll make sure we get him in before the actual show tomorrow. He didn't do best esports team or athlete. I think he just forgot and skipped over them. And then he didn't do the players choice one as well. And I'm assuming he's going to pick Expedition 33 on that. We all did, but I will get him to confirm that privately. And obviously he doesn't have his game predictions in, which is fine. He told us he wouldn't have those in before the show. So let's get that here at the end. Eric, give me one Nintendo game prediction that Nintendo themselves might show or be part of showing at this event.
Luigi Mansion 4.
Okay. Ooh, going big.
Why not?
I mean, Ocarina of Time remake would have been also been big.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go with the Birdman.
What's the second category before I guess?
Third-party game prediction. That'll have a Switch 2 logo somewhere in the trailer.
Oh God, this sucks. This is hard. Nintendo develop or first party
published.
Nintendo published game.
Yep.
Is Duskbloods Nintendo published, or is that?
Yep.
I'm gonna say Duskbloods.
All right.
Seems like a great place for that.
Which takes my pick as well. I was gonna do Duskbloods for this one. So then
I'm an idiot.
We'll get to third-party game prediction. So some third-party game you think will be shown that we don't know about currently, and it has we can know about the game, but we don't know that it's coming to Switch 2.
Yeah,
that's the news part.
GTA 6.
GTA 6 is
just surprise for the hell of it. Why not?
Okay. Hey, swing for the fences.
Right.
Make all the haters get pissed.
Right.
Even though it's supposed to be possible on the Switch 2. Everyone that plays it is going to complain that Switch 2 is holding it back.
Yeah.
GameBird.
How specific do I have to be?
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Are you just going to say a blanket franchise? Is that why?
Well, no, I have something in mind, but I just don't know at what caliber. I'm going to say, I'll just say one word, Bayonetta. Is that okay?
Sure.
Do I have to specify? Like, I could see a Switch 2 edition. I could also see some sort of Bayonetta T. I don't know. I'm just going to say Bayonetta.
Okay. We'll just leave it at Bayonetta. That would be nice. I'm going to say. A second. You know what?
That's a good one.
You know what? I'm gonna go wild. I'm gonna be like Eric and go wild here on something that I absolutely do not believe is being shown tomorrow. But if it is, there will be a Switch 2 logo. The new Fable.
Wait, can we have? I apologize. Can we have a third pick, like a wild card for like 10 points? Like these are bonus. Can we get like a super wild card for 10 points? Because that's just fun.
Okay.
Because then we can go bonkers, and if someone gets it, it's like jackpot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Hey, wild cards up. Eric, you go first on the wild card pick.
I don't even know.
So something just crazy that you want to be here. No expectation.
Oh, right out loud.
Any game you want, buddy.
Snowboard kids.
I knew it.
You could keep it practical. Like it doesn't have to be like an impossible, but like unlikely, but you never know.
Oh God.
I have one that I really want.
Oh God.
You might have to give that one to Eric right now. He's struggling.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Elder Scrolls 6.
I mean, fair enough. Yeah.
I would love that.
Too wild.
It is in
that
development.
Is way too wild.
Yeah.
That is not.
I know it's highly. Like, I totally doubt it, but like I would love that.
Hey,
here's a wild card.
It could happen. It's been announced. You never know. Never know.
I'll throw mine out there. I don't think it's an impossible. I just think it's 99% not happening. Age of Imprisonment DLC.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
I don't think we'd see that outside of a Nintendo Direct at this point, but you never know.
All right. So I'm torn between two things because this is a wild card. So I want to get a little wild. One of them, a little less wild. It was actually one of our topics today. Just going with like a Zelda remake.
Fair enough.
It is wild because Nintendo never does that. So like it
Yeah.
definitely would count as something. Nintendo doesn't do shit like this. So that's
No,
pretty
yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
You know what also is pretty wild? And I'm not talking about this coming to Switch 2. This just being present. Beyond Good and Evil 2.
We could add a fourth. We could add a fourth pick. Where? wait. Where if you get it wrong, if you get it wrong, it's minus points.
Oh. How many is the question though with that one?
We'll save that for the league. Then we're going to be doing that. We have to explain to people later.
Yeah, right.
Negative points. That's what's so tough here. Man. Look, neither are going to happen. Let's just to be clear. I'm going to go Zelda remake just to keep it Nintendo theme.
There you go.
But honestly, if Beyond Good and Evil 2 was there, I'm going to freak the fuck out. One, it's probably still not coming out for another decade, but hey, let me dream for a moment. This game is real.
I have a question for you, Nate, though. Would it be, what would come out first? That or Star Citizen? That game's also been in development.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. I say this because Star Citizen technically exists. You can play it. It's just
alpha. But I'm talking about the full game.
Leave alpha. It's never leaving alpha. It's one of the biggest scams in gaming, except you can actually play it. So is it a scam? It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's very weird. I just thought that was a joke.
I don't think gonna hit like an actual. Hey, the game's done. Here's a release date. Like I just don't think it's.
I don't think that's happening either. I thought that was a joke.
I guarantee there'll be another round of Kickstarter funds though.
Oh my god, it's crazy how much people threw money at that.
And at least they can play it, so like they can see that the money's doing something. But it's still like, dude, I talked to some former developers that used to work on that team, and like, dude, it's all fucked over there. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
Oh, okay. I'll actually pick my own now.
Oh, okay.
I figured one out.
Let me change it up. What do we got?
Half-Life 3.
Oh, calling the shot.
Yeah,
he's calling the shot.
Again.
Is this the year? Is Eric about to get a 10 spot? All the rumors were building up to this moment.
Dude, if that's announced, you should automatically win.
That 10 points is huge.
Yeah.
If he gets it, that will potentially catapult him to the dub. We only have two things for 10 points. One's game of the year. We all picked the same thing.
I pray you're right.
This is a wild card. He gets that. It's a huge boost. Absolutely massive.
Wow.
He can get all the esports wrong and still win. Yes. Oh, that's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for the betting special. So all we have left to do, guys, we're not going to throw up a bonus topic this week.
What are our two guests' thoughts on our list?
They hate it. They hate them.
Yeah, right. Are we all wackadoodle or?
I hope Eric here is right because I would love a Half-Life 3. I would love that.
You mean your bonus picks or all of your picks?
Yeah, whatever you want to do.
Oh, okay, so
Well, I'm happy for all the ones that chose Claire Obscure.
yeah.
But to be fair, I like regardless if this was nominated for Game of the Year, it still would have been my Game of the Year. I really enjoyed it. I'm not giving in to like the hype or anything. Like it is genuinely like a very good game, and I really love this game.
Clearly.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Luigi's Mansion 4 would be
private
awesome.
chat.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
He asked for something in the private chat. Nobody delivered.
Oh boy.
So he's not here. So since he's not here, I'll deliver.
I would have typed it, but I have to like reach way over my stuff to type stuff right now.
Dude, I haven't heard it in so long.
Right.
What the hell? You know we're all from the same generation when we get to that same references.
I thought it was a link.
What's wine say? Dude. No wine. Sweet. And Dan.
I love that.
All right. Let's go through the questions that the Birdman has vanished for so gracefully. It's okay.
You know what? Why not?
You got the rest of this?
Especially. We'll come back to this one.
I don't know. I feel like GameBird's missing out on his chance here. It's not. I can't help it. It was the first super chat tonight.
I mean, yeah.
Fine. I'll be nice.
Just come back to it. Just come back
Dude,
to it.
Birdman, you're lucky that you're part of the family at this
right.
point. Because a lesser man like FreeMetroidHat, I would have said, fuck off. He's gone. We move on. Demonic Brawler. My favorite is the movie Demon Knight.
That might be from the same part of the.
That's okay.
If I remember. Yeah.
Demonic Brawler. Also saying, bring back NFL Blitz and NBA Jam and NHL hits.
I got to chime in because I came back just in time. Demon Knight was my favorite Tales from the Crypt. I asked this last week.
Yep.
So that's what he was responding to. I asked him, I was like,
this part is, yep.
Yeah. So just for the audio listeners, Demonic Brawler super chatted in to answer your question from last week's show. Yes, I love Tales from the Crypt. So many episodes are good. Till Death, Beauty Rest, Split Personality, Dig That Cat, He's Real Gone, just to name a few. So
oh, yeah.
A little love connection between Brawler and oh shit, did he invade on AVS's territory? Do I need to let him know? I thought you guys were best friends.
Me?
You and AVS?
Yeah.
Dude, I haven't heard from him in forever. He's
Dude.
best friends with Zoo now.
Oh,
He traded me in for Zoo.
All right, well.
All right, great way.
Yeah,
straight.
He made an anthem for Zoo recently on his channel. And I commented, I was like, what the hell? Where's my anthem? I got really jealous. I actually did. I was like, what the hell, dude? What is happening right now? I complained to my wife about it. Yeah, I was like,
This troll guy didn't make a what bullshit is this? Yesterday's news? My channel is even bigger than the other guy he's talking about, and I usually can't say that. So this is bullshit.
I felt like chopped liver, dude.
Which just means, Bird, you just have to make an anthem about him.
ABS, I know you listen to our podcast looking for content. This is Birdman telling you he misses you, buddy. Get in the DMs. Get in the DMs.
Slide right in.
Yep.
Slide right in. Go to 10 Gaming says, just showing some love. We appreciate the love, of course. Demonic Brawler. I feel the problem with Metroid Prime 4 is it's a Metroid Prime game. If it was a new IP, it would have probably got a higher review score and less complaints. Or got worse, potentially. You never know which way the biases are going with that kind of stuff. You know, you'd like to think a certain way, but Demonic Brawler again. Anyone else saved their game before finding Miles? I swear he's never told me to save my game. I don't know. Did I? I'm not really sure. It was all in my first play session. Andrew Brightwell. I've never played a Metroid game. I like first-person shooters and open-world games. Worth a buy. Feel like I'd be missing a bunch of lore.
No,
I would not worry about the lore.
Yeah, don't worry about the lore. Yeah, it's pretty self-contained. Like there are some references to prior games if you're paying attention, but it doesn't really matter.
If you want to get into the lore when you play, scan everything and read the descriptions.
There you go.
But yeah, I wouldn't worry about.
That's how Metroid actually works a lot. The Prime games scan everything. You'll get all the background you need. All right. This comes from Luck Not Perfect. Says I just played Prime 1 Remastered, just finished Prime 4 and loved it. I know I'm not a Prime purist, but I found it funny and enjoyed it a lot. So I guess that's the point, and I will keep playing it. There you go. All that matters, honestly, for video games, guys, is that you're having a good time. No matter what the critics are us over here are saying, who cares? We all suck compared to your own opinions on your own enjoyment. Devon Brawler, spoiler warning: Metroid Prime 4 has enemies.
Oh, holy cow! God dang it!
Shit.
Simmer down, dude.
You just ruined it for me. I only just got to the desert. You're telling me there's enemies? Audio version. Yep. Nintendo is in chaos. Switch 2 is pure evil. Magazine cover that
Birdman
whipped up and keeps dropping like every episode. He finds a way.
Yep.
Finds a way to get
exposed. The Witch 2.
Yeah, my fans are calling it the Witch 2. Yeah, I know. Anyways. Just pointing out that nobody has said the game isn't visually impressive. There have been some people who have said Metroid Prime 4 is not visually impressive.
It's people are saying it looks worse than Xbox 360 and PS3.
Maybe we're wrong.
They'll be like, it's everywhere. People are saying it. Most people that are playing it that are Nintendo people, they're all like, yeah, it looks pretty good. Might even be the best looking Nintendo game ever, but that doesn't necessarily mean that like it's the best looking game ever. No, we know Nintendo's behind. We're talking about for Nintendo. Yeah. Like, yeah, we know.
Like the graphics thing is just annoying because it's like, who gives a shit? Is the game
good
fun,
enough,
or is it good or not?
Good enough. J-Views, I want to give a quick shout out to Mohr DMV at Volt Forge. Man, I wish getting my license was that cool in real life.
That's true.
I love that.
It is pretty bad how you get your license. Should be that way. Should make us do that in real life. There might be many different laws being broken to do that, but that's okay. Demonic Brawler. I think Samus should have narrated thoughts. For example, man, I wish this guy would shut the hell up. Or man, I didn't realize Miles looked so sexy in that suit.
Oh God.
I don't know what Samus you're listening to. My Samus has a completely different train of thought going on.
Miles Sammy romance. I could see that.
I ship it. Why do you think I'm going back to the base so much? I'm trying to see if there's, this is a live living AI that I can convince Samus is the one. I'm trying. I was told AI makes everything better, so I'm trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get past you saying I ship it right now.
Sure do. With the Man 7, if they made a Kirby movie, would Kirby talk?
I certainly hope so.
Oh yeah. You gotta say it. At least once.
Yeah, he'll talk. What actor would play Tingle? Says Demonic Brawler.
I mean, it's got to be Jack Black. Do you imagine?
I feel like Danny DeVito's. But I also would love to see like. I'd love to see like a weird take that like no one would ever imagine, like Benicio del Toro.
Yeah,
something like wild.
Bitch.
Ryan Reynolds as Tingle.
Ryan Reynolds as Tingle. Nintendo Prime bitch.
Tingle.
Christopher Walken.
I'm Tingle.
A link.
I can't imagine him doing the lines. I just can't. Oh my god.
Budding puff.
Wanted Brawler. If not an Ocarina of Time, then a 2D HD Into the Past for a remake. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Someone in chat posted Mr. Bean as Tingle. That would be so amazing.
Oh my gosh,
Mr. Bean would be so perfect. I've never heard that suggestion. That is so peak.
That's amazing, man. Okay.
I just want him to do this in the movie, just to someone. Hey, hi, don't worry about it. Brother, 2D HD Oracle games with new content for both. Heck yeah. Dude, he's going over all the Zelda. It's going to keep coming. Ultra realistic next gen Twilight Princess remake.
Yep.
Look at this. You're making wet dreams of people. You gotta slow down a little.
I'm gonna need to go change my pants soon.
Oh my God. On a grower. The Minish Cap made with the REN.
We're going to need to start, Prime, we're going to need to start offering diapers in our merch store.
Right.
Nintenbyte diapers.
Dude, that would be so epic. Can we make that happen?
You know what? I've never typed diapers into the merch search. You never know what I might find.
We might have some haters bite it just so they can shit on us, literally.
Dude, I get full permission if a hater wants to buy a pack of Nintenbyte diapers and send a literal flaming diaper to my doorstep. I promote this.
Nindipies.
It won't be my front doorstep. I'll give you the random address of a neighbor that lives 20 blocks away.
Right.
I just watch the delivery so I make sure I'm there. I just want to film a reaction.
Give him the address of the police station.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's so bad. Yeah, I hope they never bother to Google the address to know where it's going. Oh my God. Just remember, Nintendo did it first. Yeah, we got the diapers from Nintendo first. Then there were like Nintendo condoms at one point. I could be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I think back in the 80s.
Well, one surprised me with their love hotels.
My favorite things of
They got us
that
More
Right.
pipe wrappers.
the Grand Tour episode from Top Gear and stuff that they did. They made their own condoms and it was hilarious. They showed it on an episode and that was great.
No, that's funny. Yeah, no, Tulsa says you mean 20 states away. No, I meant 20 blocks. I want to actually be able to record the damn thing. I don't want to have to fly somewhere. You know, what's the point if I can't see the joke through to the end? God. Well, guarantee they're going to film it. They're probably just going to be pissed. They try to stomp it out. Get the Nintenbyte logo stuck on the bottom of their foot. All right, guys. That's gonna do it. Actually, kind of a little bit of an early episode, but that is totally okay. We got so many. We have a 5-episode month, and I got the Game Awards to stream tomorrow, and then we got a couple big shows to round out the year coming later, which is just gonna be the core 4. But it's going to be, you know, when you get to the core 4, the conversations are gonna get wild. Just you wait. All we gotta do.
Feel free to submit your diaper design ideas to us.
All we have to do is ask. One of the topics just needs to be, hey, what are your most anticipated games of 2026? And we just let Stash go.
Yeah.
Come back in like 2.5 hours. He'll still be going. Because he literally has probably a whole notebook full of every game coming out next year.
He has the next 3 years fully spreadsheeted.
Probably. He's the kind of guy that would. You guys think I'm lying? Go watch his video for this year. He made a video for this year about every single game coming out that he's excited for. There's like 70 games. It's like it does, and it's like a 48-minute video. I kid you not. He is giving time and explanations and release dates and everything. The only guide you'll ever need. And he said he might do it again, although he's a little nervous because there's even more this time. So it's like, yeah, it's only going to get bigger every year, buddy. Anyways,
that list is like just for the last weeks of December.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, guys. That was just through week 2 of January, and we're like an hour and a half in. We're like, oh, okay, buddy, we have to speed this up a little. We might not even get the full calendar year at this rate. All right, let's go around and let people know what we got going on and where they can find us. Let's start with our first timer. I keep wanting to call him FreeMetroidHat, but it's Shiny Metroid Trainer.
Still FreeMetroidHat on Discord though. But that's like the only social media other than YouTube I use. Okay. So they'll see me there, and as well as I do the Gaming Tab podcast on Mondays with Tabby Cat Games. We have a lot of that coming through. I also do with Tabby. We do multiplayer Sundays, so we'll play like games with the community and stuff. We try to do that. It's always fun. Tune in there. We'll play some games, and we're planning on some other stuff we want to do in the future. But you can tune into that to find out. And yeah, been fun.
Okay. Then we got Sky Sword Alyssa.
Sky Baguettes Alyssa.
Damn.
So I stream games here on YouTube, but I do have a few things coming up. Tomorrow I am streaming the Game Awards. I'm doing my first giveaway. I'm going to give away a copy of Cybersecure Expedition 33, and then if it wins, I'm going to give away 2 more, and I'm pretty sure it's going to win. So probably giving away 3 copies, any platform of the winner's choice. I'm doing it in the live chat, so you have to be there and you have to be subscribed. But I just love the game so much, and I think it's great. I really want to get it in as many people's hands as possible so they get an opportunity to play. And I'm giving the option too, if they want to wait and see if it comes to Switch 2, that I'll keep it on hold for them. We can wait and see if it comes out. And then I had a 400 sub goal that I hit when I was on the last time I was on, so that was awesome. But if you come to my channel, you'll know 420 is a significant number. Yeah. So I had a mini goal in between 400 and 500 for 420, and I did hit that. So I'll be building the DQ tree.
Why is it significant?
Yeah,
GameBird.
Sheesh.
We get a little terpy over there.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna be a little terpy in like an hour.
A little terpy. Look it up. If you know what 420 is, I'm sure you can allude to what terp means.
I'm just glad that
but I thought it'd be funny to do like
generation is still a thing being used today.
Yeah,
I was so worried 420 would go away. I'm like, dude, it can't. Come on, it's too universal. Here we are, 2025. Terps up, still a thing. Let's go, baby.
Right.
Love it. I don't know when not even been before my generation, so just always been around.
Hey, let me talk. God damn it! I'm just kidding.
No. How dare you
tell them what the 420 goal was?
You get to advertise yourself when talking about 420? No.
I'll be building the Great Deku Tree Lego set. I will finally get around to doing it, so I thought it'd be funny to build the tree.
Which one are you going to build? The
Ocarina of Time one.
There you go.
That's right.
The cherry blossoms are beautiful, but nostalgia, man.
Yeah.
Gotta go with the OG.
Yep. The OG.
I'm done now, Nate. You can talk now.
Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure? Should we wait an hour for it
to this is actually I had some of this while we were doing the Game Awards thing. It was very good.
What is that?
It's peanut butter whiskey eggnog.
What the fuck?
I never had it before. I went to the liquor store the other day and I was like, what is this?
Dude, I need to find myself some shit.
This is like $20.
Oh, it's not
I thought it was like pudding when I was pouring it in the little shot.
God.
I'm like, I was like, dude, I did like a shot of it the first
time. You hear it
time,
just
I'm like,
smack
you
the glass.
Right?
It's like a wet smack. Anyways.
Well, shit. I'm going to have to get some.
It's very creamy game. Very creamy. Extra
yummy.
Well, we do have the cream expert on here.
Call me the creamster in middle school. Anyways,
FreeMetroidHat Classic.
I think it's, and then he just goes in.
FreeMetroidHat Classic.
I'm still waiting for the game to start. Like, dude, I've been waiting this whole time ever since the cream joke started coming up. Like, because the intro plays, and we're all really tiny, and I don't know what's going on. That we come back live, and he's just got a big cream stain on the floor back there, and I'm like, when did that fucking? It wasn't there before I hit play. What the fuck just happened?
Waiting for it one day to just happen that way.
You lost me.
Yeah, it's called a joke about you're the creamster, and all of a sudden it cuts to the podcast live, and there's cream on your floor.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, my jokes are like they're with me for a second, and then they're gone.
Yeah. Only made better if I'm like, Gamer, what do you got going on over there? Hold on, I'm still cleaning up, and you got some tissues, you're just wiping your hands. Like, what is happening?
Come on, Nate. We live in a society, man.
And no, and then everyone's laughing. You're like, don't worry, these ones have aloe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eric, ring him in.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
What?
Hold on. Just mute.
Oh, fuck you. Anyways, I'm just having some fun at the end of the show, guys.
Yeah.
Go check out Sky Sword Alyssa. Makes great stuff.
Thank you.
Eric.
Yeah. You can find me here and on our Clips channel.
The Birdman.
Guys, tomorrow I'm going to be at the Game Awards. It's going to be an epic time. Could we possibly get a Zelda remake tomorrow? Most likely not. But if we do, like I said, I'll be wearing my Nintenbyte diaper because
10 points. He's crying that he just lost to me.
Yeah. But yeah, Game Awards tomorrow. Again, like I said earlier in the show, if anyone's attending, look for me. Come say hi. It'll be really cool. I know Paul will be there, so I know I'll be looking for Paul fanboying. And I've got some great content coming up soon. I do have a Zelda video coming out next week, as well as I have 2 reviews that I'm working on, as well as not 1 but 2 skits. One is an without giving away too much, one is an unhinged and deranged skit, and the second one probably is too. But the
first one makes the second one look tame.
The second skit is a little bit more
podcast appropriate.
It's a bit no, definitely not.
No. Definitely not.
It's definitely more. No, they're both podcast appropriate. Although the first one, the first one, you'd get all the backlash would be directed at you. For the first one, which is funny.
Oh, I have no involvement in this.
Yeah, but I not because of anything that I'm doing, just because people just for some reason like to associate you with everyone's videos will be about you. My second skit is a little bit more sultry.
So I'm fucked, guys. All right, got it. Sometime in the future, I'm going to get hate videos about something I didn't even do. As long as I can laugh at the OG video, I'll be good.
That's my favorite thing is that like you get scrutinized for like every word that comes out of your mouth, and then I sit here one episode and start proclaiming mass mental illness on the podcast, and no one says shit.
Dude, you do that, then Stash agrees with you. Yeah. I wash my hands of it. On a Reddit 3 days later, have you seen Nintendo Prime's latest podcast? I can't believe he condones. Like, what the fuck? Wait for everyone.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I didn't fucking do anything. They had an opinion. Sorry, I didn't cut it off. It's their honest opinion. We allow that here. And they want to say you all have mental illnesses. They want to kill the audience. That's not right.
Oh my God.
That's literally not my prerogative here.
Whoa.
Reel it in.
Anyways, no, but it is kind of funny. I do get blamed for a lot of things that happen on this podcast that did not even involve me. One time I got blamed for something, I think by Angry Vigilante. I wasn't even on the screen. I was gone. And I was getting blamed. I'm like, what is that? How?
Sounds about right.
I don't know what's being talked about.
Sounds about right.
Like, I'm hearing this for the first time through your video. How am I at fault for all of this?
Well, to be fair, Nate, you can handle it a lot better than I can. I'm very sensitive. So if people made videos like that about me, like I'd be really sad.
The way you respond to negative comments, I'm not too worried about you. You're a fucking legend.
Yeah, you are.
Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Legend. Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
Doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
By the time that comment leaves your fingertips, whatever pain you felt is replaced with pure laughter. That was a good comment. That was fun.
Yeah. You know that sound effect I added to the intro? The
right.
That's the exact sound that comes out of my mouth when I hit.
He hits enter.
Yeah, that was how can I piss him off some more this next week?
I would love to have a soundboard just with a bunch of sounds that you've done.
Dude, I'm surprised I haven't soundboarded the.
We got it live.
Yeah, I know. Some people in my chat, and I'm like, dude, I want to hit it so bad.
Fair enough.
I want to hit the and then straight into the bird sound.
Yeah.
And people are like, what's going on? And then I just play a clip from the vlog about the cream corn stain or whatever the fuck. Just combine it all together. Like, what the fuck just happened? My dude, I don't know. We just got invaded by GameBird Classic. Shit happens. I'm gonna go tell his wife, get him the fuck out of here.
You gotta replace the bang, 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 horn with but it's the
oh my god, no, I can't handle it. I don't know if I can handle that. Dude, somebody watching right now is gonna be in my DMs tomorrow. Hey, I put a little something together for you, and it's gonna be exactly that.
I am gonna make it.
Of your voice.
I have to make it.
Someone's gonna do it.
You gotta be there.
The beauty of having an audience, people will do this dumb shit and send it to me the next day. Of course, I gotta use it if it happens. Watch me how I intro into my live stream tomorrow. No, into the Game Awards live stream. That'd be so fucking funny. What the fuck is what's going on? Don't worry about it. I gotta hype them up. I gotta get a bunch of GameBird sound bites to really hype them up that you're gonna be there, just so they be disappointed when they see my face.
Don't forget to run on stage and wave.
Nate just asked me to make you a custom soundboard. It'll be a complete surprise. I'll handcraft some classic GameBird sound just for you. You'll love it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I will take all the GameBird.
I should start a page on Fiverr.
Yeah, there you go.
Hire me to do your soundboard sounds.
Yeah, dude.
I pick. I pick.
Over here, I play
no input.
If they go wild, like if every time I play a sound bite that you came up with, you sent to me, if I get a super chat when I play it, I'll give you 5%.
There we go. That's royalties, baby.
It's royalties, baby. Oh, I'm paying for access.
But if I ever get laid off from my job, geez, thank God for those soundboard royalties. I'd be great.
In perpetuity, baby. For life. All right. So GameBird, you got a couple stuff going on. Where can they find you?
Yeah. GameBird Classic here on YouTube or _Birdmaster on Twitter. You know where to find me, people. Saint Math, Saint Bird Science. It's just
it's
just fact.
Well,
anyways,
I'm Nintendo Prime. You guys can find me on YouTube and X mostly. Occasionally on TikTok and Instagram, but mostly just YouTube and X. That's where my primary audiences are. I cover Nintendo news every day. That's what I do. Sometimes rumors and stuff as well. Like we've had a couple rumor videos in the last 5 days, but we actually haven't been doing a lot of rumors lately. I remember a time when I was told that's all I do. And then when I made a rumor video on Saturday, I was like, when's the last time I even made a rumor video? Dude, it was 4 months ago. So, it turns out maybe that's not all I do. Who knew? But it did feel like coming home with the Zelda remake one today. That one hit a little close to home. Back to the Zelda 35th anniversary rumor days. It started to hit me close to home, which means it's totally not going to happen because just like nothing happened for that either. That being said, you can find me here. And you can find the podcast as well, everywhere podcasts are heard. I actually still haven't hit the publish button. I just published last week's episode, literally right this second. This week's episode that you're listening to now, so you already know, went live the day after. My bad on you guys having to wait for last week's episode. I did not mean for that to be the case. Just kind of slipped my mind. Just literally no other excuse. Slipped my mind. Holidays is always a really busy time of the year, really stressful time of the year. And my kids are all in sports and basketball and music and all this. So I'm just all over the place. That said, no excuse. Should have had this up last week. So I just want to apologize for that. There's nothing going on. No bugs. It's just I'm a dumbass. And then we also have the podcast clips channel.
Yep.
Was that what you're going to bring up?
No, I was going to shout out Dave.
Oh, yeah. Superman Dave 64, who was here earlier. Be sure to go check him out. He's got his review of Metroid Prime 4 coming up. Really looking forward to his review of it. Sure, it's going to be super in depth. Obviously, as you can tell, he likes the game. So if that's all you want to know is if he likes it, the answer is yes. But he's very knowledgeable. He's going to go pretty deep, and he's going to go over stuff that he didn't even go over on the show today. He wanted to make sure today he talked about things not in the review. So you got stuff that is in addition to. So that's nice. And yeah, I'm on my road to I don't know. I was gonna say 170,000 subscribers, but I think I'm just on my road to every day staring up at ThunderStash and wondering, I remember when that said 270 subscribers. Now it's almost 270,000. That guy's a wild man.
That's insanity.
You know what he's doing that I don't do? He replies to every comment, and he's very kind in every reply. One, I'm not so sure the kind of comments I get, I can be kind every time. I just don't know if it's in me. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know if PR mode Prime can exist for 700 comments a day. But even if it could, or even if I use a little AI wizardry to help me with my replies, dude, you know how long it would take? I don't even think I'd be able to make any content. Like, but it works. Dude, his turnover rate on views and subscribers are insane. Congrats to ThunderStash. Obviously, you figured out the real hack. Reply to every comment and be super kind to him, even if there's being a dick to you.
Not easy to do most of the time. But he does it.
That's his magic. If you want to know how he's growing so fast, if you pay attention, he doesn't pay attention. That's how. He posts every day. He's a short every day. And then he gets 2-3 reviews of a week. And he's just very, very active in the comments. All right. Be sure to check him out as well. He'll be back next week. He'll technically be back tomorrow for the Game Awards. But, on this show, he'll be back next week. And that's it. That's all we got for you guys. So we'll catch you same time next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.